Okay.
All right.
Let me
I
mute
think
Ryan.
we're in right now. All right. So I guess we're starting off right now.
Yeah, Hunter, if you want to start us off, be my guest.
All right. Well, hey everyone. To be the DM for this session of Vampire the Masquerade. Beforehand, I've mainly had experience with Dungeons and Dragons. I was a part of Thander's group for like 2 years beforehand. So this will be a new thing for me, as this will be my first foray into Vampire the Masquerade, and I hope, and I'll definitely try my best to make a really awesome game for everyone to see and play in.
And I am Thomas Haynes. Some of y'all know me from a couple of our other ODH streams that we've done in the past. Uh,
That might be an issue.
yeah, it's saying that the Twitch audio is out. That's what Sonata's saying.
Oof.
How is it working now?
Just waiting on the retention. Hold on, guys. All right, it's working now.
Oh, it's working now.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name is Hunter. I've been a tabletop player for a few years now. Tommy's group was actually the one that I joined and first really became serious into doing this kind of stuff. I started off in Dungeons and Dragons and ran a good few campaigns with him. Had a lot of fun. This is going to be my very first foray into Vampires the Masquerade, and I've been doing what I can to make as good as a campaign as I can. And I really hope that, and I really am working towards this being an awesome campaign that we can all have fun with, and to make a really good start for me in this series.
And hey everybody, my name's Thomas Haynes. Um, sorry, my son is being nosy. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Um, he just wants to be an active member of the stream. uh, but I've been a part of the ODH group for well, I guess since the beginning. Been in a bunch of games with Hunter. Been in one game with Whisper. Had a ton of fun with Whisper, and super excited to play in a campaign with him. Um, and I will be playing Thander, the Ventru, with a bit of a tragic backstory. But I'll get into that as time goes on. This is session 0, so we're going to be kind of finishing up characters and kind of talking about the story and expectations and things that we are okay with and things that we aren't okay with. The whole kit and caboodle of session zeros. And the goal is that when we finish our character sheets, we'll have a bit of light role play to kind of get us into the beautiful world that our lovely storyteller has woven for us. But I'm done. Whisper, if you want to take it away.
Okay. My name is Whisper. I've only been playing. I've played Vampire the Masquerade for about a year and a half, and have gotten really big into it. So I will probably be the rules consultant at some point.
Yeah.
But I've only played in one campaign or session, I suppose, with these guys. But I'm excited to uh, see what happens with this. When it was mentioned that somebody was going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade, I jumped at the chance. So here we are. I'll be playing Dream, the Malkavian. And if anyone who knows anything about Malkavians, they're fun in all the wrong ways.
So for our DM, if you want to go into a bit of detail about the setting, kind of give a bit of detail on like what we're doing in Vegas. Kind of don't spoil anything, but you remember what we were talking about where you're like, well, I want to tell you guys what's going on. Well, right now is the perfect time. I'm gonna start working on my character. I think Whisper, you've practically finished yours, man.
Don't worry about it. I need to actually remove things so she's at the same level as the level of play we want to play.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the first things we should figure out is what level of play we want to have. So,
Mm-hmm.
a level of power.
What are
Mm,
what are you comfortable with, Hunter?
uh, Like it's whatever you guys want to go with. Like I was gonna probably go with level 1 and kind of go along the way, just to see how your characters build up. If you want to start at a later level, I can always revamp some stuff and like change the tweak a little bit here and there and make it work.
Um, s-
So there's not really like levels. I think that's
yeah,
what me and Whisper are trying to say. It's
Okay.
kind of a tier system of um like
it's
what's the
technically
terminology?
how old your vampire is, what
Yeah,
generation you are.
Okay.
yeah.
And so the lowest level of play is technically Thin Bloods, but that locks you into a specific clan. So most play at either neonates or Ancillate. And
Yeah, you
Ancillate are vampires mostly created through 1780 through 1940. Um, they're a bit older than we are, but it's not a hard lock. Sometimes vampires of higher generations are made in the modern day. It's very rare though,
hmm
but it
Okay.
depends on your situation. It's
yeah,
mostly like you get a bit more XP or a bit more uh yeah, you basically just get a little more to play around with to start with, but we can also just do neonate, but with
hmm
maybe a bit of an XP boost or something like that. So we have a little bit more to play with than the average.
15.
Yeah, that would probably work better then. Just so
So the threshold of experience points that are awarded as a neonate would give us 15 experience points to kind of play around with to boost our characters' abilities and the things that they can do. And then the Ancillae, they get a 35 point boost.
And then it also
so
has different blood potencies, stuff like that.
hmm
But that is, yeah, it depends. It makes it more difficult to feed and stuff like that. So it just depends how old we want to be. But
hmm
right. Right. Well, probably like Whisper said, anywhere between the 1700s and the 1940s. What was that generation
Oh,
again?
we're old. Okay.
uh, pr-
Ancillae.
so
Or maybe newer,
oh yeah,
whichever works better for you guys.
so neonates are basically embraced between 1940 and perhaps a decade ago. Uh, they're blood potency 1, which means they're the second farthest away from the oldest vampires. So, but we could probably play with neonates and then have maybe 25 experience points instead of just the normal 15. Like,
Think that would be good. I think that'd be
Yeah.
actually pretty good. Um, so I'm gonna say my generation. I'm gonna be a 12th generation vampire. With like we'll go with 25 points, right? Oh, 25 experience points, and I will be a Ventru. Got to rep the Ventrus.
Okay.
Um, ambition concept. My sire will be. Hmm. Every Ventru's got to know their sire's name. Uh, let's see. Hmm. Let's see. A name that would be back in the 1940s. Whisper, give me a good name that help me out. What kind of decent name do you think would exist back in the 1940s? Hunter, got any ideas?
Uh, Depends on where the star is from. Like their nationality.
Mm-hmm. I think he my character is definitely going to be American. He was kind of like on the up and up. He's going to be a financial advisor. And he's kind of he kind of back in 1940s, there was like, you know, like the Great Depression and all that stuff, and a lot of the hard times. Once the hard times kind of came out, I think he scooped up a lot of assets and suggested to a lot of wealthy who just maintained their wealth to buy certain things, and it drew the attention of a very prominent Ventru. Uh, so, what would a decent name for someone like that be?
How about Vincent?
Vincent. That's a name I don't want to go with because I have a history with a person named Vincent out of
Okay.
game. So Vince, I'll do Vince.
All right.
Vince.
Okay. But let me just put it in my notes just for future reference. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And attributes. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Go ahead.
And so now, I have concept, ambition, predator type, but I'll get to that later, and then chronicle. Uh, chronicle would be neonate, right?
No,
Whisper.
Chronicle would be like the name of the game. So
Oh,
currently
like
it's like
Vegas.
Fabulous Las Vegas by night.
By night. Okay, okay. Oh, I capitalized too many letters.
It
And
seems
then,
they've picked a name for your sire, Alistair.
oh, they did.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got to go with that. I gotta. That's, in my honest opinion, that's pretty daggone good.
All right. Change that to Alistair then.
Yeah, I gotta go with that. Do they spend magic beans to name someone?
Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They spent points.
All right, so it's Alistair. Alistair. All right, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Um, I love that actually. It's a really cool name. I should have chosen that as my actual name instead of Thander. Thander Drax. All right. So you get one attribute at 4, 3 attributes at 3, 4 at 2, and 1 attribute at 1. I think my character, his strength is going to suck. So he's going to have a 1. But I think his charisma. Oh, or should I go with manipulation?
Maybe to put 3 points in charisma and manipulation, and
Okay.
maybe.
I'll do 1 in strength. I'll do 3 in charisma.
Maybe put 3 in academics actually, because being as you're someone in that kind of trade, you're gonna have some
Oh, I'm
healthy
not there.
level of
I'm not.
education.
Well, I'm not there yet. I'm in attributes. I'm going straight down the character sheet.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. All right.
I just thought way too far ahead. Charisma.
It's all
I
right.
think his manipulation. He's going to be a solid like manipulator. Like he's been around for quite some time. He's convinced a lot of people to buy properties and assets, and he's moved them from one mortal to another, and he's mastered the game of talking and getting his way.
You probably want to put a pretty high level in wits then, if that's the case.
So I'll do 3 in wits then.
Okay. Because you have to learn to take and leave some deals
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Yeah. So I get 3 at 3. So I've got one more I can make a 3. Whisper, do you think? I mean, for this character, he'd have to. What do you think would be stronger, his intelligence or his composure?
Hmm.
Like like he's been manipulating these people, like he's been doing side deals and buying up properties and he's not from Vegas. Like he's being brought to Vegas is my idea. Like he's being forced to come here from
Maybe
like
he's a little more calculating than but he, uh, when trying to, maybe he's a bit more emotional as well, though. So
you know
maybe put
mm,
composure at 2 and intelligence at 3.
okay, I like it, man.
Yeah, that work.
I'm probably going to have some secret things in
And
my
now
about my backstory, so
now I get 4 attributes at 2.
but I
That's my
will talk
result.
about what is common knowledge.
I know a bit about the story, about the World of Darkness. I played a werewolf of the apocalypse.
Really? I've never even
Yeah,
gotten to play that, so that sounds fun.
yeah, it was really cool. I love like my storyteller had us basically like we lived out like kind of in like the boony area, and it was like we lived like our characters all lived near like this Indian tribe, and it was like right on the river. And what ended up happening was like the first game we were tasked with pushing vampires out of um out of our territory, and they were taking over this work site. Like a building was being built or whatever, and there was like all of these cranes and construction work was going on and stuff like that. And I just remember like turning into a full, like going full werewolf and just like jumping from like object to object and like pouncing on these vampires. And like the DM made it like seem like all of the vampires were like basically like Nosferatus, these like ugly, hideous creatures that were like protecting the work site. And like nobody, like no mortals were there during the night. So it was just these vampires making sure that everything went smoothly throughout the night. It was a really cool concept. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it
Um,
sounds like a lot of fun.
so now I've got to choose skills. Now he's been alive for a while, and I think
Well, have you chosen what type of skill spread you want?
um so here
Like
we
jack of
go.
all
So
trades, or
Jack of all trades is pretty good. It gives 1 skill at 3, 8 skills at 2, and then 10 at 1.
Wow.
That's cool. Like if like, but I don't want him to be like good at everything. I want him to be good at like one specific thing. I'm leaning either towards balanced or specialist. So with balanced, I get 3 skills at 3, 5 at 2, and then 7 at 1. And then with specialist, which I feel like you're kind of getting a little bit more experience for bang for your buck, is 1 skill at 4. So I could like do like persuasion, right? Like I'm good at persuading people, and that'd be like at a 4. And then 3 skills at 3, I guess subterfuge, because that's kind of like lying. Um, and like insight and maybe like etiquette would be my 3. And then 3 skills at 2, I think would be one would be firearms, because I've been around for so long, and back in like the 1940s, there was like mobs and people getting like really really aggressive and stuff like that because of poverty and just natural crime.
well, the 1940s in particular was during the height of World War II, so
True.
that would probably help along with that.
Yeah, like what if he was no, because he would be dead. Like I could have almost been like he got drafted, and maybe like the Ventry was like, now is the time to like turn him or something,
Oh,
so he doesn't get
Maybe your
drafted.
commanding officer.
oh,
Ooh, Ooh,
Yeah.
good
Oh, yeah, that's a
idea.
great idea.
I
I
like
was,
that.
I was gonna
Okay.
suggest like maybe he'd be a veteran but get injured during one of the battles and had an honorary leave. But
Mm-hmm.
that's actually much better.
Honorably
Actually,
discharged, like he was wounded in battle. Previously wounded. All right, so
that's actually much,
4.
and like that could serve as further motivation for him to turn so that he could heal from those wounds that a normal human couldn't.
Yeah. So difficult getting these dots to like perfectly line up. Insight is 3.
I hope the sheet's working okay because I know
It
mine
is.
does, but it's I don't know. I have like a free version of Acrobat, so I know my friend was having a difficulty with it, but he wasn't using. He was using like a different PDF reader. So
I think I'll take. Would he be a driver?
Well, gosh, which author was it who was an ambulance driver? But there was this one. God, it's off the top of my head, but there's one famous author from the early 20th century and even late 19th, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
who was an ambulance driver for I think the American Army,
Mm-hmm.
who was injured and honorably discharged. Let me look up who that was actually. Um,
Well, let's see. Should okay.
Here we go.
I feel like I
Or
feel like he would
I'm
have
sorry.
good. No, no, no. You're good. Like either I would go 2 in stealth or 2 in driving, or I could go 2 in awareness because that would kind of match up with like his military background. Like he was alert, but he wasn't. Maybe that could be a 1. I don't know. So
what's your wits at?
my wits is a 3, and my
Um,
resolve is a 2.
maybe focus
Aware.
on other aspects, and then whatever you have left, put it into wits. Because wits is pretty. Wits 3 is a pretty good skill. So
Mhm.
maybe closer to either a 1 or a 2.
Okay, so like
Yeah,
make
that'll go
awareness
for
a
that
1.
actually.
So I'll make like awareness a 1. Make driving a 2. Because everybody's got to be able to drive
So
something.
you're pretty good in a chase.
Yeah. And then let's see. I'll make stealth. I'm pretty sneaky. Um.
I will say that I have a lot of stealth.
Okay, then I'll get rid of stealth. I'll make stealth a 1, and I'll make politics a 2.
Okay.
Right.
So you're pretty knowledgeable in like either human politics or vampire politics. You
Yeah.
choose. So
And
you're kind of a guide.
I'll take a 1 in occult. I'll take 1 in stealth and 1 in awareness. So now I have to. So there we go. All my skills are done. So I have a 4 in persuasion, 3 on insight, 3 in etiquette, 3 in subterfuge, 2 in politics, 2 in driving, and 2 in firearms. And then I have 1 in stealth, 1 in occult, and 1 in awareness.
Okay.
So I'm aware, but I'm not that aware. That's probably why I got turned into a vampire. Not aware of the situation. All right, so my health is my stamina plus 3, which my stamina is a 2, so that means I have 5 HP. And then my
So
willpower.
for I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. So for your HP, do you just like cross out whatever boxes that you don't have?
Um,
Or
the way I have it on my character sheet is like all the black, like the ones that are filled in are my actual health.
Yeah, that's what I
okay.
was gonna do. I saw one person do like the opposite, where it was like all the ones that were lit up, right? Like all the blank ones were like his health, and the everything else was the opposite. So it's like he was like, okay, well if like I take a point of HP, I click this button, and boom, now I know I have less or whatever, which I thought was kind of cool. In
The
willpower,
reason I have it just like the ones that I do have are blacked out is because then it's the same as the dots.
yeah, that totally makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. Um,
Composure plus resolve is willpower.
okay, composure plus resolve. Oh god, I have 4. I'm trash. I have 4 on willpower. I mean, it's not bad, but I was hoping that like I'd be a little bit more controlled. And our
Well, I mean,
humanity,
you're an ex-soldier. Maybe you're a little less controlled.
yeah, like I got like PTSD. Probably why my character rolls around with you. I understand you a little bit.
You could actually make it so your character has a little bit less composure then, because he suffers from PTSD.
No, I don't wanna fiddle with anything.
Right.
A
Yeah.
3 willpower is not great.
No. I don't want that at all. I want to be able to like roll bad and then be like, okay, let me switch that up a little bit.
And you want that extra security in case you roll a crit failure with a blood die.
Yeah. uh, um. Also, your humanity should be set to 7, and then it'll change depending on like what you choose for your predator type.
Yeah, which should be pretty fun. I don't care if you know, it's okay. 2, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, my predator type's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think you were going with like it
Bagger.
was like beggar. Yeah. Oh, you're going with a bagger. Yeah, that was in your backstory. I remember seeing
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
she basically drinks blood bags like a juice box. Like you just
We.
walk into a room and she's just sitting on her chair, like she turns around and she's just like sucking on it like a straw
Oh my gosh, my character would throw up.
at her computer. At her computer, she's like, "Oh hi."
And we automatically start off with 3 hunger, right?
You automatically start off with well, 1 hunger, but
Oh,
sometimes the GM or storyteller rolls like has you roll a d4 and then you that's how much hunger you start off as.
okay.
It's
How
more
about
of a narrative start, I suppose.
okay?
I'm not sure if I want to start off main or not. Is pretty much what it comes down to.
Well, here we go. How about we do this? Let's get chat involved. Chat, tell me how much hunger I should start off with. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Please don't be 4.
Depends on
Well,
how long it's been since you've actually fed.
so true. Well, like,
See a 2.
yeah, I'm seeing it too. Yeah, Lost Limey's being nice. Thank you, Limey. All right, so now I gotta figure out disciplines.
2 would probably be okay with me.
Okay, cool.
Just so you have a good enough chance to avoid it. But it's just so it's there long enough to make things interesting.
Yeah, like I mean, I feel like it would like add like a bit of extra like depth to the situation. It's like if I go too far and I use my powers too much, then I'm gonna get hit with way more, you know, hunger dice. Or, because like if it's too low, I feel like I'm not being challenged, and
Well, the
not
hungrier you are, the more bigger chance things can go wrong.
Nasty.
wrong.
Nasty.
Yeah. So I think I'm
Like
gonna go dominate.
I specifically learned like the different roll results, and
Yeah.
yeah, it can get very nasty if you have way too many blood dice.
I'm gonna go dominate um at 2.
Yeah, so starting out, you'll have before your predator type, you have one of yours. Ooh, excuse me, one of yours at 2, and then the other one of your other ones at 1. And most vampires have, or all vampire clans have 3 that they are good at. So Ventru are good at dominate. They have dominate. They have fortitude, and then they have presence.
Yeah, I want to have dominate at 2, and then fortitude, no presence at 1, so I could get awe. and I could like, when my character walks into a room, he basically like everybody looks at me, and then it makes it easier for my character to be like, sit,
Yeah.
speak, go away, or whatever. Like everybody's like looking at me, so because I have to have eye contact to dominate them. So I
It
figured
just
that,
like I have a level of authority, pretty much.
yeah, like a commanding presence. Um, and
And
then,
just for clarity's sake, each like if you're using experience to buy extra powers in your disciplines,
mm-hmm.
it will cost 5 times the level you want to buy. So
Oh,
for uh, for disciplines that you are actually in your clan, they only cost 5 per level. So like the first level is 5, second level is 10, third level is 15.
mm-hmm.
Um, for outside clan disciplines, because you can buy them
Mm-hmm.
and it's valid, it will cost 7 each, and so it's a lot more expensive
Mm-hmm.
XP wise. But so like if you wanted to get 1 dot in fortitude, then you could have like resilience, which would add +1 to your health, or unswayable mind, which would add it to your resistance to out other Ventru, basically, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mind affecting powers.
Where is it? Obfuscate. Um, so I think, yeah. So I'm gonna go definitely dominate at level 2. Um, so should I get? So cloud memory will make people forget stuff, and or I could compel them, and it's free, and it's charisma, plus my dominate. Um, hmm.
So thinking in terms of like situational, uh, compel means like you could just get like a mortal to walk away, even though if they didn't really want to before. Um, and then cloud memory is like they saw something they really shouldn't have.
Then you erase
Forget.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Like
like
forget like the next 5 minutes.
yeah, you lose control or something. So like they discover you're feeding basically, and then
Yeah.
so you just make them forget and explain what was happening.
I'm gonna go with compel as my first ability,
Okay.
and then my second. Should I do? I could do mesmerize, which is like the vampire can issue complex commands to the victim as long as they have the subject's gaze and relative quiet in which to issue the instructions. The instructions must be carried out immediately to the victim's best ability. Or dementation. The subtle power requires nothing more than a casual conversation as the vampire insidiously influences or hides between the lines and inflections employed. The victim finds themselves increasingly agitated as their inner demons bubble up to the surface, eventually drowning out all rhyme and reason. I'm going with mesmerize. That sounds way
Yeah.
better.
Dementation, I think, has an amalgamation. I'm not quite sure, but amalgamation is like you have to have a certain level in another discipline in order to buy that.
It
So
does obfuscate. Yeah,
yeah.
obfuscate too. Okay, okay. So I have to go with mesmerize. That works. All right. So now that I've got my 3 base discipline powers that I should know, uh, my chronicle tenants, touchstones. My touchstone. Don't want you to know that yet. Whisper.
Yeah, that would be like basically your connections to your mortal life or something that reminded you of your mortal life. And
Yeah.
then each touchstone connects to a conviction you have, so that would be like a moral like tenet that you specifically follow. Or yeah. So like I'll never kill the innocent, stuff like that.
I'm gonna say will
It's basically your connection to your humanity.
not hurt children.
Right. And just curious, any times that virtue is, I guess, broken, that adds a stain to them?
Yeah, it depends on how badly it's broken, but yeah. If
So
so,
it's
like
pretty
if a
much up to
child
our
is hurt,
discretion.
if he allows the child to be hurt in his presence, it might cause a stain.
Mhm.
If he does it himself, maybe it'll cause two stains. It's really uh, it depends on the situation and the storyteller's discretion.
Or should
And
I
then
say
if that
never feed?
touchstone, if the touchstone that's connected to that specific conviction is ever killed or harmed in certain ways, you could have a chance to lose that touchstone, like that connection, that conviction.
Do you
So, like,
remember
if
what? Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry, no, continue. I
I was
was
gonna
basically
say,
done.
Hunter, do you remember what I told you my touchstone was? Back. This was
Yeah, I
like,
do. I was actually going to ask if you were going to keep that, since we're changing it up so much. Like,
um,
it's a like we're seeing. I'm seeing that we're kind of changing up your backstory a little bit.
just
So
a
is
little
it
bit.
is
We're gonna keep like the old timey backstory, but I guess because we're playing a different age, uh, the touchstone is going to be much older.
so
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 it's okay. You just said it. It's all right. So basically,
no,
my
no, no, I'm
touchstone
sorry.
is my sister. So basically, back in like the Depression era, my family was incredibly poor, and what ended up happening was the vehicle, like it's unclear if in my backstory if like the mob or something happened and it occurred in a way which my mother and my father were killed, and my sister and me were being like, I basically raised my sister.
Okay.
Well, what ends up happening is my sister uh basically gets very very ill and falls into like a coma. It could have been like, I was thinking like a car accident or something like that. And because they have fallen into this coma-like state, my character feels very responsible for her accident, and he's constantly going and visiting her. And I figure like his main reason for curing wealth is to maintain keeping her alive for as long as possible. And I could see like my character like ghouling her to keep her alive until she can one day like wake up from her coma.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah,
And I mean, I'm pretty good at like not knowing that stuff in character, so
you know nothing.
I know nothing.
So my bane.
Oath of secrecy, right here.
All right.
It's okay. I might give away one of my secrets as well. Then I haven't really talked about my character yet, but uh, I think we'll save that until you're done,
Feeding.
since I have most of mine already statted out.
Feeding preference would be the wealthy elite. And I think he prefers to feed on the wealthy mainly because of like their diets, you know, like he can taste the higher quality of food, in their
Oh,
blood.
sorry. Sonata Mag was just asking whose backstory that was.
That was for Thander. That was Thander's backstory. That was my backstory. Um, and then my other clan bane is when you want your character to feed from anything, the presence of the victim will power potency. That's not the bane.
I think the bane was like he can only being a Vitruvian or hold on, what type are you?
It's Ventru.
Being a Vitruvian, you can only drink like higher quality blood. Like drinking
Yeah.
anything else like physically hurts you.
Yeah, it's like a feeding
So yeah.
preference.
Your Bane, it's basically called Picky Eater.
Okay.
You can only feed from a specific type of person. So if you were to try and like just grab any random person off the street, you would drink them and then immediately like just vomit blood.
Maybe I shouldn't choose the wealthy elite because that's basically like the 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might
that'd be
be
a very
difficult.
very small pool then.
Or maybe like you're friends with one of them and then you can drink off of them and then
Yeah.
make them forget.
Yeah,
But I
that
can't
could go
do
into
that
your
now.
can turn you into a consensual predator then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Let's see.
find one source that you willingly feed blood from.
Let's see. Maybe huh.
What would be kind of screwed up is if that consent. Oh, no, I shouldn't say it.
Should I do like my character only eats redheads?
That's fair. Like maybe they have to have a type of emotion and then a redhead. Be a redhead.
Yeah.
Oh
So
goodness.
it's funny.
Hey, babe, should my character eat redheads and redheads only? Like not kill them and eat them, but like drink only from redheads. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat my wife. Gonna eat her. She's like, sure.
Sure.
Oh goodness. Ugh.
Oh, they're
It's
asking.
okay. My Bane is much more mentally taxing.
Here we go. So have you guys seen What We Do in the Shadows?
I have not, but I want to.
Yeah. So it's on Hulu and it's so good. Like right now the chat's asking. They're like, so what do you think each character's clan would be? And I would say Nandor is probably a Ventru, and then the two other vampires are definitely from Tremere, and then I would definitely say that the energy vampire is um because he can fly, he can do all sorts of craziness. I would say he would either be a Nosferatu or he would be a what's the not the Malkavian, not the Malkavian. It's the magical one. It's not, is it Tremere?
Mirrorist magic.
Yeah, so it's Tremere. So that one would be Tremere, and then Toreador would be the other two. Uh, and then their master would be like all of their masters. Um, no, the Baron would definitely lie me be a Nosferatu. Oh my god, that's so perfect. Yes. Oh my goodness. So that's what I would have to say about that. So Chronicle tenants. What would you say are the Chronicle tenants? So if the Chronicle is like our game, what are the game's tenants?
Those are actually more for like lines we don't want crossed in this story. So
Okay.
like there's a specific level of comfort that each person is okay with, and there's a line that they don't want crossed.
Let's try and not do anything like that. Like honestly, I'm really not comfortable with like rape, and I'm not comfortable with like harming children.
Okay, yeah,
Um
that's same for me.
yeah. I would say like hmm um like for me, like I'm not interested in having like any physical relationships with anybody. Like it would just be more of a social relationship. So like I'm not looking for that. So as like from like the DM standpoint, I would say like don't like have like characters flirt with me because if you do, I'm
Yeah,
probably
don't
gonna
don't
kill
worry.
them.
I'm not. I wasn't really planning in that respect anyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I haven't really played with Dream, Dream Whisper all that much, but with Tommy in particular, I think I know what you do and do want in a game, so I can probably work around that. And
Hmm.
since Whisper said that he follows the same guidelines, I think
Hmm.
I can go with that.
Well, I mean, I'm characters might flirt, but if it goes like you can probably have a hard line that it doesn't go any farther
Yeah.
Right.
for specific people
Hmm. Hmm.
because some people are just that's how they talk to people.
That's so true. You
Yeah,
you you are you are correct.
I'm okay with a lot of things, so I basically uh mostly just like rape and child harm. Like I don't want to see that. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I could
about, that's mostly where I draw the line.
You won't see any of that in this game. Don't worry.
Yeah.
good. Well, but get super descriptive on ripping people's heads off and eating their
Oh
innards.
hell
Oh
yeah.
no,
Like
that's fair game. That's fair game.
that's why I'm here, man. I want to hear it and I want to see it.
You'll see Mego bodies everywhere. Don't worry.
And give me the gore. All right, so now don't need to worry about that. Blood potency. I know we're gonna be at like, let's see, if we are hanging out at what page was it? Of course, I'm close. I know I am.
Blood potency should be 1 because you are a neonate.
Okay. That's what I
So
figured.
how does blood potency come into play again? I read a little bit into that, but
So
I'm still having a little bit of trouble grasping it.
so let's see, where's the table? There it is. So blood potency, like so the older you are, the harder it is to like feed and stuff like that. And then your bane is worse and worse and worse. So like my bane as a Malkavian is if I don't follow like my compulsion or if I don't do like things that I as a slightly insane person might do, um I will have my bane subtracted from a dice pool of uh, either mental, physical, or what is it, social. So, like, there are certain things that I might feel the need to do, kind of like a obsessive
Compulsive disorder.
compulsive, like yeah, it's just kind of like a compulsion that I need to do.
Yeah.
I could probably reread that because I'm not sure if
So
that's
so
correct,
Whisper.
totally correct.
Sonata Mag is asking how does one sire another? How does that
Okay,
mechanic work in this game?
so what happens is either your sire drains you completely and then gives you their blood.
Okay.
So you're basically on the verge of death or have died. Or, like, I will say that my character was pushed off of a building and she fell and cracked her skull open. Uh, or just cracked her skull, basically. And she was fed by an unknown person and she woke up as a vampire in an abandoned building like 2 days later.
Hmm. So now I need to figure out.
So
Um,
basically, if you're on the verge of death, like you've been stabbed or something and you're bleeding out, a vampire can choose to save you, or you choose it on purpose, and they drain you and then give you their blood. basically. But it's always they have to give you their blood.
So now I've got to choose. All right. So basically, it's asking me for background, merits, and flaws. So, or I could just
So
skip that and just go straight to predator type.
probably do predator type first and then do that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So
But
let's
as a
see.
neonate, and basically we have this boost in our like resources. Maybe you would have 7 free points of advantages and 3 free points of flaws, in addition to what is given to your predator as your predator type. So these points don't cost your additional XP to own and have.
Okay. Should I go with a consensualist or a scene queen?
So let's see.
Because I feel like it'd be harder for my character, you know, to be a scene queen, but a consensualist, he can just he could command you and be like, say yes, and then you say yes, and then he takes your blood.
You just need to.
That's a
You
nice
need.
point.
Yeah, you need that. You need that. You at least need them to say yes. Whether or not they're actually willing is up to you.
Yeah, so I'll go with consensualist.
Okay, so let's see. There's also Osiris. So like
Yeah,
certain
like a
people,
religious like you've got like a religious following around you. I was
or
thinking
you're
like,
just like you're a music producer and you have certain people under you or stuff like that.
so true. Yep, yep. Indoor, I could go with like Sandman and visit my sister, my character's
That
sister.
is also a valid thing, which is really fucked up, but also really interesting.
Yeah, like I give her my blood, but I also feed off of her.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
My
kind of
character's
that's
sister.
the fucked up thing I was gonna
My
mention. I
wife's like,
mentioned
"Who you
earlier,
feed?"
actually.
Yeah, I know. Like my wife's like, "That's disgusting. Why would you do that?" It's like
Like I was
You're
she's
a
gonna mention
monster.
that.
unconscious. She's
This,
unconscious.
I was gonna
this is a
mention
game
that,
of
but I
monsters.
also was
Like, you
thinking, I
better
was
be
also
feeding
thinking,
off of
like, should
me.
I really talk about that? I was thinking, should I really bring that up? That sounds kind of screwed up.
Well, that would go against my character's tenant. I am not jacking off. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, you're bringing it up.
My wife is like, it's like over here smacking the book.
Yeah.
She's on the phone with her dad. Oh
Uh,
my god.
it's pretty funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay. So like as a beggar, I guess I'll read out my feeding type is I add a specialty in one of my skills, which is either larceny lockpicking or streetwise black market.
Hmm.
I gain 1 dot of obfuscate, which is fun. It's basically stealthy discipline.
Oh,
Um,
it's like hiding what you don't want people to see, right?
Yeah, like
it's basically you're very good at not being seen.
like you're like literally at level 2 you become invisible.
Okay.
So what? So basically, I mean, I'll tell you my disciplines. My obfuscate is 3.
Mhm.
So I have silence of death, which makes me extremely quiet when I don't want to be heard. And I have unseen passage, which means I can go invisible when people aren't paying attention to me.
Which is
And
so
then my third ability is Ghost in the Machine, which makes it affect camera feeds and stuff like that as well.
oh that's
So
so
like I
cool.
can sneak past security cameras.
Now, real quick,
I
what
wish I would have thought this out a little bit
if
better.
it's not just curious, and if it's not secret, what's your bane?
My Bane. Let me go to where Malkavians. Ah, I just ripped
Hey,
my page.
hey man, so it says that if I pick up resilience, I get to add my fortitude rating to my health tracker. So
Yes.
I'm taking 1 in fortitude, so I auto get 1 free HP.
Yep.
I'm a
And you can
adventurer through
also
and
you can
through.
either do that or unswayable mind.
Yeah, I was like the whole mental stuff is pretty cool, but I think it'd be like, we're gonna be getting into like the nitty-gritty gunfights, like getting into like
Oh, that's
That
gonna
a
be
is
lot
so
of
a
cool.
valid possibility.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be looking into modifiers in that part. I'm really looking forward to that.
So, um, okay. So so yeah, like I could either go with, fortitude and do that, or go with auspex, and I don't really know what auspex gives me. Um,
That's funny. So Sonata, there's also actually a feeding flaw where you actually have to consume organs instead of just drink blood. So
that's
that's
crazy.
an interesting one.
That is crazy.
It's
A
interesting you
kidney?
bring that up.
That's nuts. Where's auspex?
Um, yeah. So my bane is afflicted by their lineage. All Malkavians are cursed with at least one type of mental derangement. Uh, Depending on their history and the state of mind at their death, they may experience delusions, visions of terrible clarity, or something entirely different. When
Yeah.
a Malkavian suffers a bestial failure or a compulsion, their curse comes to the forefront.
Oh
Suffer a
man.
penalty equal to your character's bane severity to one category of dice pools, which mine I chose social because she's very awkward. Um,
Oh, that can make
for
it
the
even
entire
worse.
scene. This is in addition to any penalties incurred by the compulsions.
The
Okay.
entire scene?
Yeah, an entire scene. So
Oh
like,
god. Like,
so if
so
I suffer a bestial failure, it's just like I start to have like I have like a vision or something like that, and like I can't think of anything really other than that, and I'm just kind of like internally freaking out, so it's affecting my ability to socialize.
what at what points would a bestial check come up?
So a bestial failure is when a roll fails. So like if it was difficulty 3 and I only got 2 successes, and one of them was a
Oh,
1 on the
oh,
red
that's the
dice.
blood. Oh, so
Yeah, it's
that's
on the
the
blood
blood.
dice.
Okay. I just see that as like blood failure for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. Oh, that would actually get very messy.
Yeah, she would basically just like she has a vision and then she can't think of anything else and she'd starts freaking out in internally and externally.
So I auto gain a dot of humanity. Um,
So you're at
ooh,
humanity 8.
yeah, and I get one of my flaws. Where is it? Um, ah, here they are. So I get two flaws. So it is prey exclusion. So prey exclusion states that um, if they do not approve of me feeding on them, then I would basically take like a stain on my humanity.
Yep.
And are stains resolved at the end of each session?
So
No.
stains you either need to come to terms with like you need to actually have a moment and to reflect on like what happened and uh either rationalize it, like come to terms with it, feel better about it, or you roll and you basically need to if you don't like fail on the roll basically you can
My life
you
is
don't
being
get a stain like
squished.
you that stain goes away and you don't lose humanity but that
Alright.
is it
She got some.
stains on your humanity makes it so you it is quite possible that you can lose humanity and become more and more the monster that people think you are.
It's basically a morality system, right?
Yeah, sort of.
So you
Just like
said we
I'm
can.
actually okay with the fact that I killed that guy. He was an asshole. Instead of, oh, I really shouldn't have killed that guy. He's an asshole, but he didn't deserve to die. Stuff like that.
Okay.
But then there's like your personal morality. Like it depends on like what your background was. So like if you were okay with killing people in a certain situation, then you probably won't gain a stain.
Okay.
So like since you were a military man, you're okay with like killing in self defense and like bad people in the
Yeah.
moment. But you could all
Yeah.
like if you're not okay with like killing people who don't really deserve it, then you might gain a stain anyway.
Yeah, so contextually speaking, some situations will be a whole lot easier to bear with than others.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also like a messy critical. Like if you one of the options for doing that is like you gain a stain because you like go full beast mode.
Yeah, I looked into the rules for that. Just basically like if any one if any one red die is critting with a regular die, that results in a missing critical, right?
So like if a red dice comes up with a Onk with fangs, and then another one comes up with either another Onk with fangs comes up on a red dice or an Onk with stars comes up, that's a critical. But since it's on the red dice, it becomes a messy critical.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm starting to get a better idea on that then.
Quick question. It says I get to add specialty to medicine and persuasion
Or
vessels.
persuasion, probably.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with persuasion. And it says vessels. What the heck is
And so
vessels?
yeah. So like you can persuade you're really good at persuading your friend to let you, you know, nibble on their neck.
Totally makes sense. I want to let me type that up. Let me do stuff. Damn computer. Did my lap did okay, that didn't die.
Ryan, could you
I
switch
have to be
the
right back. I'll be
Discord
right back,
chat over
guys.
to the VTM game dice instead?
Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta help get my dogs outside.
Okay.
They need to poops.
Okay.
You're stubborn.
Yeah. So I mean, like I could probably start just explain my character in the meantime.
All right, you
Like
go ahead.
if you as the DM have storyteller have any questions, like currently as we've gone through his stuff.
I mean, I definitely like to know your character too. Just if there's anything that you want me to know that you don't want him to know about his character, just for storytelling reasons or anything.
So something she does not tell most is that she was an ex Quantico recruit. So like she was going to be going into the FBI, and then she basically she saw something she shouldn't have, got blackmailed with her. uh she has had an addiction to a drug, and she got threatened to be outed with that, and that went on for probably a few months before she like s- couldn't handle it anymore, and she ended up like trying to talk to someone on the top of a building because she was alone, and then uh, she was pushed off by the FBI agent who blackmailed her, and he's currently been following her, even though she deleted like she on paper on the computer she doesn't exist.
Wait, so does he still know that she's alive, at least somewhat?
Yeah, like he knows that she somehow survived that fall, and is still out there. So he's been following her, and basically that's one of my flaws is that I have a stalker.
Ooh, see, that's what
Okay.
I want, like either a stalker or like, you know,
Or no,
somebody
that would be my enemy. Sorry.
like that's kind of like what I want is like I want either a stalker or like a rival or something.
Yeah. Actually, I have a stalker, and I don't know who they are, but I know that they might be my sire.
Okay, that's
But
pretty
I
cool.
have never really like seen them. I just like see them in the corner of my vision or something like that. Like she's
So
ended up being a little paranoid between the FBI agent looking for her, who's basically gone a little rogue in his pursuit, and then she also has a her sire has been like keeping an eye on her. She thinks, but she's not really sure. Like she doesn't even know who he is. She has no idea who turned her or why. So
okay, so this
Figure
guy
out where the
could or
advantage
could not
points.
be the one who sired her then.
yeah,
It's up in the air.
but someone's following her, and they're really good at not being seen directly.
Okay. Um
Where is the advantages and disadvantages? What page is that? I think I'm getting close. I feel it. I feel it. Generation. Ooh, compulsion. I need to write my compulsion down.
What's your compulsion?
It is arrogant. Where do I
Yep.
yeah,
write
you need to put up a
compulsion
front
exactly?
with all of your other business adversaries.
Should I do like do it as like my background area? Let's see. I'll do it in the backgrounds, merits and flaws. And I'll say
Basically, storyteller, as you should know, uh,
arrogant.
and I'll tell you, one of my flaws is that I have an addiction, and if the blood that I have drank does not have that drug in it, if that was not the blood I drank last, I suffer one penalty to all dice rolls because like I'm not okay without that drug.
Like one doesn't seem that bad, but it seems like it could mess up a good roll or two here and there.
Yeah, but I also have the benefit of high functioning addict, which when I do have that drug, I actually gain a dice.
Okay, so advantages Haven. Ooh.
So I would start on 179, and so there are merits, which are merits and flaws, which are more vampire related, and then there are more backgrounds, which is your influence on the world.
Hmm.
Okay, I see.
So I think my what is it? My flaws and like my addiction flaw and my high functioning addict flaw are on 180 at the top.
Hmm. Should I go? Hmm.
And remember that you have what is it? We
I
have
have
3 dots of
7.
flaws, and
Oh, I thought it was 2.
well, since we have the bonus in XP, I was thinking we could have another bonus in like our free ones
Don't
as well.
do that
So
to me.
so 8 free dots in advantages and merits, and 3 dots of flaws.
Okay, so should I do So advantage merits. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with is backgrounds completely different? Like, can I just
Nope, backgrounds are the exact same.
damn it. All right, so I'm gonna go
So,
with
and it usually it has a description of each one beforehand, so you might, yeah. Basically, dots equal. If you want to buy extra, they're 3 XP each.
I'm gonna go with rich. I'm rich. I'm
Okay.
rich. And I get 3 dots in that. Damn it. And then I think what I'm gonna do, since I'm rich, should I have a ghoul? Should I have somebody like oh, so hard.
That's the
Should I have
fun
a
of it.
haven?
Your retainer does not have to be a ghoul,
Okay.
but they most likely know or don't know that you are a vampire. Basically, they just like manage your resources and stuff like that.
Okay, here we go.
They
Do you have a
That
haven?
could be
you
your,
have to
even
be
your
someone who
driver.
manages your stuff
Operations?
and is loyal to you.
Yeah.
Whisper, do you have like a haven or any place to go?
Nope.
All right, I got you. All right, so I'll take haven.
And then yeah, there's Haven's actually pretty expansive. You can customize it like what you have in it pretty well. So maybe like you
I'm
just
gonna go with
knowing that you were moving to Las Vegas, you bought a place.
yeah. So I've got a haven. I've got I'm rich. So that's 5, and then um the mask. Oh, I don't want that. Goodness gracious. Hmm. Do I want a retainer?
Yeah, that would be the assistant. And they could also be your consensual list person as well. So if
Yeah,
they actually meet your preferred feeding type,
yeah.
that
So
is.
I will say hmm. So should I do like it's an underwhelming retainer.
Retainers.
So that's what I'll do. I will go as I will have an underwhelming retainer. I'll just have someone that helps.
Someone who probably isn't doing all that much for you, but just the bare minimum to keep you where you need to be.
Yeah, like happy. Like they basically what they're doing is they're they want to become something, you know? Like they want to move up in come on, why is these dots? I'm having such a trouble with these dots. There we go. Finally, it clicks. And then should I go with like a status? So like I'm somewhat well known.
Yeah, you could. I think status is your reputation with vampires, and then
Mhm.
influence is your reputation with mortals and fame as well.
So that's what I'll do. I'll go with, so that way we can like if we do introduce ourselves, they'll be like, "Oh, you're so and so, so and so. You're an up and coming Ventru." So yeah, I'll do status.
Where are average mortals? Average, well, no, you're a weak mortal. So a weak mortal has 2 attributes at 2, and then the rest are at 1. Which I can actually give you an NPC sheet where you can build them out.
That's pretty cool. So now I have
Um,
to take flaws, right?
nope, they don't have flaws or advantages.
Well, no, like me, like
Yeah,
I need.
you need flaws because those are probably some of the more fun things you can grab. So the advantages at the beginning are actually more like uh supernatural almost. So like you can have a folkloric block, so like traditional stuff.
Mhm.
So like holy symbols presented at you uh force you to like stagger back or something like that, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Or you can't walk past a wild rose or cross running water, stuff like that. That's like very old traditional vampire stuff.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go with. Where's the not the stalker, but it's like allies and enemies.
I have an enemy because there's a reason I stay off the streets. And that is because I don't want to be found.
Right. Just for future reference, would you want me to add a bit of your backstory into this campaign or no?
Yeah,
It's like peppered, yeah, peppered here
yeah.
and there.
All right. Just saying, like,
I think it
I don't
definitely
want to
makes
throw
it more
you too
fun.
far into a loop or anything.
Kind of like
Uh,
side conflict.
right.
So yeah, like I'll say as a flaw, my character has a stalker. It's my wife. That's what she said. She's like, "It's me. I'm your stalker. I love you too, baby." Oh, she's like, "No, I love you." She's a trip.
Apparently your lackey
What's
is
that
named
Tommy?
Dubstep,
My lackey's name is Dubstep.
whose
All right,
flaw is dubstepping and clubbing at music.
all right.
They
So,
just love clubbing music.
all right. So,
It's awful.
Well,
It's
at least it's a
terrible.
happy flaw.
Dubstep.
It's awful.
He's a retainer who loves dubstep
Makes sense for Las Vegas, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
and clubbing.
it does.
All right, so I need one. Ah, crap! You made me take 3 flaws. You
Who wants
daggone
the
it!
Who wants the name of my who wants to choose the name of my the person I get blood from?
Ooh.
They are part of the black market.
Well, like, are there any dead set traits on them that you want to be? Okay, I'm sorry, I've been drinking a little bit. Are there any
How
traits you
dare
want
you?
them to actually have, like their race, sex, or like
You're
background or anything?
technically a doctor and probably a guy.
Okay, so a guy doctor.
That was also directed at chat as well, so if they have ideas.
Uh,
Venkman.
uh,
Venkman could probably be a last name.
Jonathan? Like Jonathan Bakeman?
Sure, yeah. What's their nickname?
Uh, hmm. Nickname could be like,
Dex!
I mean, Johnny's too easy. And Doc is even easier. Hmm. You got any ideas, Tommy?
What's up? I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm. Damn, dude.
Oh, we're just trying to think of a name right here.
Dr. Giggles. Oh, good.
Hey, can be a little bit tongue in cheek here and there. I'm open to that.
So we're trying to name who the doctor is.
Yep. Jonathan Venkman, aka Dr. Giggles.
That's what you're gonna go with. Yep,
Yep.
I see it. I see it.
Probably gives people a lot of morphine.
Yeah, and like laughing gas.
Yep.
Like, or he
To
uses it on himself.
sometimes while he's having people give give blood, and especially since he gives me cocaine tainted blood, it's great.
I don't know. Does this doctor have a PhD? Is the big question.
Probably had one.
Ooh, here we go.
Anyway, that is how I lost
I
my
live in the
medical
past.
license. I'm sorry.
Probably had it revoked at some point. That's why he works in the black market.
I'll say my flaw is living in the past.
Yes, 1940s man.
Them kids with their iPhones.
Oh, you and I aren't gonna be super compatible
Oh god.
because my character's literally like, "Hey, I'll get you." I'm basically a hacker. That's what I trained for.
Okay.
I'm really good at making people not have a digital footprint.
Well, that's good because I don't really know how to use a cell phone.
Shit.
Oh, God.
You ain't gotta worry about me. We get on there, and it's like my character's like screaming, "Siri, take us to Vermont." Why is the car not moving?
That's not an.
Oh.
I don't. I don't. I don't know how to tell you.
Hey,
Apple
hey!
doesn't make cars.
Apple doesn't make cars. What do you
They're
mean
also not a
Apple?
very good company. I don't like them, but that's
Wait,
besides the point.
wait,
Um,
wait, wait. So there are other things in this world that are named Apple other than actual apples? Dead silence.
just just staring blankly, like
Like, can you
blinking
eat
at
it?
you.
Can you eat it?
No,
Just it doesn't make any sense to
Okay,
me.
I'm just gonna roll a blood check for you right now. Actually, like
God. All right, we got 30 minutes, and I need to
compose
figure
and
out this
resolve real
stupid
quick.
flaw. Why'd you have to say 3?
You
Come
failed,
on.
by the way.
three dots of flaws. It's
Oh,
great.
should I just go with like disliked? Should I be just disliked by certain people, like a certain people? Well,
Ooh, maybe people at like your company, you have your company,
Oh my
but then
god,
people who have tech companies, like you kind of piss them off at one point.
bro.
Oh wait, they're
Dude,
mentioning they're mentioning.
I
I'm
am
sorry, they're
going.
mentioning.
I've
Sorry,
decided. I've decided. My last flaw is my haven is haunted.
I
Hell
mean
yeah!
your sister's kind of comatose in there, so
Oh god.
Haunted. Done. My flaws are done. I got a lot of money, but homie, we're gonna need to buy a new house. Or like every house
but
that I buy has to be haunted. It's like everywhere I go, there's a ghost.
I saw in the chat they're mentioning that like the storyteller needs his own NPC in this case. What do you guys think on that?
I don't know, man.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hey,
Well, you
I'd like to
probably
say,
have a handler. I'd
oh
say
yeah,
Probably.
save
yeah.
that. I'd say save that until
Session one.
maybe you watch the video I sent you and then
Yeah. Well,
make them.
which I plan on doing right after this stream.
All right,
So I'll probably
so
watch that and trying to think of something on that.
I've
I'll
got
also
good
be
news.
messaging you the stuff that I have not talked about. So
Okay.
So I've got some good news. All right. The good news is I'm done with the flaws and merits crap, which has taken me months to figure out. And literally, I just should have been friends with you the whole time because you would have just told me.
yeah,
Um, we should have talked about this a lot sooner. So here's the thing. Okay, we've got the 25 experience points to kind of fiddle and diddle around with.
yes,
Okay. Now here's the thing, right? I
I can actually
really
post the XP cost of things in the chat
well, I
because I
also
have that screen
yeah
saved.
yeah that's okay, that's fine. I mean, I have my book right here, so I can literally see like everything.
XP cost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it's like level 1 would be 5, level 2 would be 3. Oh, would be if it's 5 points for something that would be in your actual thing, it'd be 10, and then 15, and so on and so forth. So is this it? Nope, that's not it. Oh, where is it? All right. So I've got to figure out, do I want any extra powers? As a venture, I've got fortitude, I've got um my um my presence, I've got
Did your sorry, what did your predator type give you?
it gave me fortitude.
Okay, it gave
Yeah,
you
it was
one
it
dot in
was
fortitude.
yeah, yeah. So I chose fortitude, and if I spend 10 points and I get another point in fortitude, my HP will go up again. But I really want to get dominate up by one more. So I could spend all of my points and make fortitude go up by one and dominate go up by one. Uh,
And or you can also like increase your wealth or do more things with your haven as well. So like
mm-hmm.
if it has an armory or stuff like that,
Yeah, fuck that.
just in
Fuck that.
case we want
Fuck it. No,
more
no.
I'll
That
put
security.
under like
we are like
secret trap door or something.
well, see, like this is how I'm kind of like in my mind, in my mindscape right now. Okay, we are just now coming to Vegas. Like we're like, hey, what's up? We're here. I knew what was going on. I had my retainer purchase a nice sizable piece of property and in a safe place for us. So like my property could be um a like a small like casino. Okay, like it could be like a ramshackled poor like little casino, or it could be like a laundry shop or something like that.
What's
Or like
your how many dots did you put into like base haven?
Base Haven is a 2.
Okay. So yeah,
Um
it could be also where you make some of your money.
yeah. Um so it's like, we could have because I don't want to keep flipping back and forth. It's gonna drive me absolutely nuts. Let's see
I just
here.
see Stitch in the background.
Oh yeah, dude, my cat. like it drives me absolutely bonkers because it's like I all I want to do is love on this cat, but he chooses my neighbors over me every day. Every day. He breaks out of the house in the middle of the night or slides out of the door when my roommate comes home. And then he literally goes and waits for all of the high schoolers because they literally meet right in front of my gosh darn house, right? And then he literally goes over there and whores himself out, okay, to all the high schoolers. And then the moment that my neighbors wake up, he goes right over there and gets food from them. Like this cat has a pooch, and it look. This cat has a food problem, babe. I'm telling you. We want to. I want to get him like a little treadmill, you know, kind of get him like maybe like some Weight Watchers for cats or something.
I'm just saying, like every time I went over there for our D&D sessions, he'd always climb into my
Yeah,
lap and
babe.
just like
He's
scratch the
beautiful.
shit in my leg.
Oh, I know, dude. But see, that's the thing is, like, every time you would come over, my cat would just be like, he literally would choose you over me, and it would frustrate the hell out of me. Like, literally, he's like, "Ooh, Hunter's here." Mm.
I
All
think
right,
it's because
so
he smells my cats on me.
okay, so here we go. Single family home, row house, wolf enclosure at zoo, or a branch, very large, secure, private, exclusive compound.
Has another flaw. Camps are stray cats in his haunted mansion.
So, so if I upgrade my Haven to a 3, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. Does it have?
You can also have like luxury as a 1 dot if you have a haven, if you have 3 resources, because you're pretty wealthy. So, like,
Wait,
if we
say that
ever
again?
entertain luxury,
Yeah, what's that?
luxury. Let's see, where's haven?
I've got it right here in front of me, and so like if I
Yeah. Okay. So let's see, haven merits and flaws. Haunted. So base haven is you could upgrade it to a 3, but then you have all this other stuff on the other page.
yeah,
And
an
so you could
armory, a
have a
spell.
hidden armory and yeah, stuff like that. And it tells you like what you can get for each dot. So
Really?
luxury is at the bottom. So like high definition flat screens, designer for like furniture, like, stuff like that. And it basically gives you
That is
uh,
awesome.
2 dice bonus in social tests when you are entertaining guests there,
Okay.
which could be other company individuals or stuff like that, like or other vampires, stuff like yeah. Basically, they'll respect you more because you are actually a wealthy individual and you're showing it off.
Yeah.
Also, a security system. Uh, yeah,
I think I'll go with luxury and security system. That makes
and you can spend multiple in security system,
so yeah. So that's what we'll do.
and then you can
Um,
also have watchmen, which are basically like guards, like private security.
You're hitting it pretty high from the get go, then.
yeah. So okay. So then it's gonna cost me per dot 3 points of experience. So if I spend 9 of that, then it will give me it'll boost my haven up to the highest rating, and I could basically say I have a casino. Um,
Apparently, you also have a cat named Stitch.
Yeah, oh, I
all
saw
right.
that.
So
The chat
now I've got to
decided
add
I
a
on
love
that.
how
cat.
they're messing with your stuff.
I have a cat.
Yep.
Cat named Stitch. Stitch. So
Basically, how
now
I would describe
Thander is
Dream is
yeah,
a homeless person with a lot of high tech in her bag.
And that cat named Stitch just goes to one random stranger every day and scratches the shit out of him.
yeah. Brings
Oh,
me a
neighbors
taste of
hate
the
him.
blood. Yeah,
He's a vampire in his own right.
I automatically get one more additional flaw, and it's it's like it's
Cat's an
disliked.
asshole.
Yeah, disliked because my cat's an asshole. He's not an asshole, babe, but like if he scratches the shit out of neighbors, he's an asshole to them. Huh? That's what their chat is telling me what my cat does. What? So I actually have a second
Your wife
cat,
will never know.
and literally my other cat like hates everyone like except for me. Does like literally if anybody gets close, she's like, and then like I walk by and she's like, "Daddy." It's a trip. It's funny.
Oh.
She's not a bitch. She is well loved by me. She's hiding because they're dogs. She doesn't want to get fucking thrown around like a rag doll. Anyway. All right. So anyway, dang it, man.
Um,
So.
one of my merits is that I have a mask,
Mhm.
which is what it's called, and it's basically I have my false identity can basically check out with national police, FBI, Scotland Yard, like or the equivalent.
Dude, that's
Like
cool.
I had military intelligence, like all of my FBI files were classified and like redacted,
So
and
okay.
I basically don't exist. But I can also make false identities for other people, and they hold up to the
So
amount of scrutiny that mine do.
All right.
so if I get all right, I really feel like I should not worry about advantage, and I should just buy either one
It's up to you,
or
honestly.
two disciplines. I feel like I'll be a lot happier if I have multiple different, like if I have like
More
somehow,
power.
yeah,
Just like be more versatile, pretty much.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy spending lots of dots in advantages and a few in disciplines, just because having a lot of options, story wise,
Yeah,
to go through.
specializing too much is a huge pain in the ass. Like I can tell from any time I played something like Baldur's Gate or Knights of the Old Republic. There's
Mhm.
actually one time, this is a video game thing, but I remember one time where I perma-locked my character in Knights of the Old Republic because he didn't have a high enough security check. So he would automatically go to a game over every time. It was on the water world from the top of my head. I don't remember the name of the planet, but like because he didn't have a high enough security check, he couldn't bypass security, so he was always caught. He was always tried guilty and then executed on the spot. I did my
Awesome.
entire like run in that game.
Yeah, that's kind of why we like you have 4 players, so each of them can specialize in certain things.
Well,
Because
right
mine
now we're out
is
of luck.
very technology focused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He said that the
that
other
messed me up
two.
in that game.
Yeah, he said that the other two people are going to try and like they're probably going to join next week. Um, right? Or am I wrong? Hunter? Hunter?
I'm sorry.
When are the other two players supposed to join us? Like next week?
Well, supposedly, like I sent them info on what's going on, and I sent them uh like playlists on how to read up on the game as well as PDFs on the books. But it's up to them on whether they want to join or not. I've left it kind of open ended, but if they ever do decide to want to join, I'll try to work them in. But for right now, it's undecided.
Okay. So if I go okay, so I could do this, right? I could do dominate at level 3 or fortitude at level
Too.
level 2. If
Let's
I
see,
do,
I have these wonderful little discipline cards that give me access, like quick
see if I
access to what I need.
so here's the thing, right? If I do dominate at level 3, I will get Forgetful Mind, so I can literally just feed on someone and erase the victim's memory completely. I think that would be my best
Yeah,
choice.
you could.
So I'll do that
Let's see.
because I need that. I need to be able to feed, not like breach the Masquerade, even though that I'm basically breaching the Masquerade. So
Right.
I'll say, yeah, I am fucking shit up, babe. Or
On a win, you can remove one memory and an additional one per point of margin. These memories are foggy, falling apart under close scrutiny. A critical win creates a flawless imprint,
Mhm.
and it lasts indefinitely.
So, okay. So here we go. So I could for 9 points boost my advantage and get my Haven to a 3. Or
Oh,
uh
are you, uh, sorry.
listen.
Are you only? Oh yeah. So you're counting the 3 dots for extra point in Haven,
Mhm. Which would be
one
9.
one for luxury, and then one for something else.
Yeah, so like I already have a 2 in Haven, right? So
Mhm.
if I spend 9 points, it'll give me a third dot in Haven, and then I could pick up like security or like an armory or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, I think I think that's what I'll do. I'll pick up one more dot in Haven, and I will pick up security. Pick up security, so that at least we have. Oh wait, I already have luxury and security. So no, it's what is the bodyguards one? What's the
Oh,
bodyguard?
Watchman.
Watchman. So yeah, so now I have Watchmen. So we have a security system, we have luxury amenities, and we have people watching our haven where my cat Stitch resides. So my cat is probably the safest kitty cat in all of Las Vegas.
Probably the
Um,
most dangerous.
Most definitely and hated. Can't forget that. So that's 15 experience points plus 9. So I literally have 1 experience point left. And I don't even think I can buy anything.
I mean, probably like save
Yep,
it
can't.
in case you jump up in any way.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, I don't think
Usually,
you.
usually how XP works is like 3 per session ish. But if something extra special happens, maybe more,
mhm.
it goes up and down depending on what happens. I
Yeah,
think that's
guys,
the
give me just a second. I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah.
okay.
We'll
Yeah,
just keep talking. Um
I'll be right back.
so so now that I have that, at least you and me will have a safe haven to the extent of it's haunted. You know what I mean? Um So that'll be interesting roleplay wise. And then wait,
nice
what?
place. Except someone died here.
Yeah, exactly. Like it could be like a nightclub, right? Like I own
Yeah.
a nightclub and like someone like OD'd or something on the dance floor and like they're always dancing over by like the speakers or something or like they're always like the people that owned the place before me threw their body out in the dumpster so like there's like a random ghost that walks up and down the street in the back or something like that. You know what I mean? Or like a bartender got stabbed or shot or some craziness. Whatever the DM wants to go with, I think that'd be kind of cool. Um,
Yep.
but dang man, yeah, I would have gotten max point advantage. Like I would have been able to like had I not um done the Haven, uh, I would have gotten a second point in Fortitude and got another. Then I also get people. I can watch.
Remember, you can also you can buy things as we go as well.
True. which I'll probably spend most of my points on, like leveling up my disciplines, since those, like for me, it makes me feel like I can actually like defend us
Mhm.
from things, because like you're like I figure you're probably going to be the eyes and ears, right? Like you
Basically, though I also have a pretty good firearm skill because I was part of the FBI.
oh, true, true, true.
But
So
not common knowledge, and most don't know my actual name. You just know me as Dream.
okay.
But yeah,
Hey, chat. Why don't you guys give me my last name? I loved what you guys did with Alistair. So my first name is Thander. Thander what? What do you guys think?
I think the name Vance was thrown around a little beforehand,
Thander
but
Vance? Oh, it was Vince. Yeah, Thander
Vince.
Vince. Yeah, but that was by Hunter. But see, like
Mm,
I have a history with a person named Vincent, and I just
okay.
don't want like to bring up any, for me personally, nothing that like, you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
has no negative connotation towards this character. That's like
yeah.
a complete fresh start. So there we go, sweetheart. What do you think my character's last name should be? His first name's Thander. You don't know? Well, I can't choose that as a last name. All right. How about Sterling?
Andrew Thander.
Ooh, Thander Sterling. I love it. All right. That's a dude. That's actually the last name of a guy I work with.
It's fairly common now. Actually, I've been
Yeah.
hearing that name more and more recently, especially in my line of work. Or just like more where I
Thander
work at. I mean,
Sterling. All right. All right. Who was it? Limey says, built. Thander built. All right. So, what is the concept at the top of the character sheet and ambition about?
So like your concept is basically like you were a World War II vet
Okay.
or a turned businessman or something like that. Like I have mine as ex FBI recruit, something like that. Basically, what they did beforehand.
Okay. All right. And then ambition is like, I guess, whatever anyone's ambition would be.
It's like your long-term goal,
Hmm.
I guess.
I guess that would be like to, hmm, to live. No, I already live comfortably. My character would already live comfortably. So it would
like,
be
what's his objective in the long term? Like to wake up your sister and live a happy life with her, right?
good job. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
So
that
to
will probably be your long term goal and ambition
bring
then.
to resuscitate my sister and to provide a good life. There we go. Okay, so I think the character is done. I mean, I've got blood surges, mend amount, power bonus, that stuff. That's still sitting there. My date of birth is May 10th, 1915. And my death was 1931. Actually, when was World War II?
World War II started
Like
about
1940s,
1930. Well,
was
no,
it?
no, it started in the 1930s.
Okay.
It started in 1939, like very late.
Okay, so that's what I'll do. Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll change the date of my death to 1939 then. I'll say like I was like one of the first casualties of war.
Oh, that's kind of. Oh, is that? I don't remember. Is that when the war actually started, or is that when
I
It
think
the U.S. kind of?
1939 is, let's see. I can actually just look it up.
Yeah.
Like there's when the war started, and then there's when the U.S. entered it. That's the thing.
Okay. Yep. So it started in September 1st, 1939. So I'll say that I died December 16th. Yeah, December 16th. Oh, the Jesus. Sweet dear baby God. December
Could be like
16th,
mid-war
1939.
or
Yeah.
like 1940, like a little bit into the war.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sure.
Might make a little more sense because then it's like an actual established thing.
1941. 1941. Yeah, no, I'll go with 40. Because I have to be, yeah, I have to be like, because of the neonate thing. You looking for the Oreos? Paper. Oh, sorry. You know me, I'm a fatty. Right here. There's some paper right there.
That's not paper.
I don't. Okay,
Fruit paper.
dude. I mean, there's a bunch of books right here. I don't know. I ate it. All right. Anyway, um. Oh, it's right here. It's literally like right there. There's paper. Found it. All right. Thank you. I found it, didn't I? All right. Look. You asked me to clean. I moved it from over there to over here. At least over there's cleaner. Hee. Haven't been divorced yet. I know we just got married. I'm just making jokes.
Damn.
She'd leave me before I'd ever leave her. I'd never leave her. I got it too good. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this because I think I'm done.
I'd say if you're pretty much done, then we could probably like figure more stuff out afterwards and all the stuff we don't want to say on stream and want to be secret.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So tell us about what's going on. Tell us why we like like is there a reason? Like, do we know each other? And if so, like, what's the reason behind it?
I think uh so Dream has been helping out the Anarchs for maybe 7, 8 years, trying to get keep their digital footprint from breaching the Masquerade, even though they don't really often care about it much. Uh, she understands the value of everything being on the down low.
Mm-hmm.
So she might have just been, this is her new job, basically, is to help set up a foothold in Las Vegas. So we were probably just put on the same team just recently and probably know each other a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we were just like partnered up before we had to actually come here.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been on the same team for a little bit
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
same coterie.
yeah, I'm totally down for being a part of the same coterie. Like, so you want to say how many years have we known each other?
Maybe it's a recent thing, so we don't know each other that well.
Okay,
Probably maybe like
like a
a
month or
year or
two.
two,
Okay, I'm fine
maybe a
with that.
year.
Yeah, a year. Like the shorter the better. I think that'd be the
Yeah,
best thing. Like, so we'll say we've known each other for like a year. Um, Now we've been brought to Vegas because we we've been told that the Anarchs are trying to start a foothold here
yeah.
within in Vegas. Now, who Hunter, who has sent us? here. And what is our first meaningful task?
Okay, so I guess this is the part where I get into the kind of overall plot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nitty gritty.
All right. So real quick, Tommy, where's your character from?
So my character originally is from Virginia, like I am.
All right.
And
So sorry.
no, you're fine. So I figure he's from Virginia. And it was kind of like in the earlier like the earlier part of the war, he, was sent out. He he ended up becoming a casualty of war, and like when his mother and father died, we could say that it was either due to a car accident. um I feel like it'd be a great idea just to be like they died because of a car accident. No disclosed information was given out other than that, but I think that my family owed money to, like, the mob or something like that, and the mob kind of like took him out. And then when World War II hit, I was like, I need to find money to help my sister. And my sister ends up getting into an accident. Maybe the mob tries to come for her because the money's not being paid or something like that. And her her medical bills start piling up because of her accident. And I have to start finding clever ways of paying them off. And I end up getting put into the military. And let's just say, like, I was just a basic grunt, like a basic army grunt. Not even like a lieutenant, just like like a just fresh off the boat into World War II. um and a Ventru captain, or someone of like a general or something like that, saw that I was an up and comer, because of my character's what is it? It's the my known status, my status known. I'm an up and comer, and he really saw that I had a lot to offer, and he ends up you know basically, like, grooming me to become a more successful business person. He's like, "Oh, you do some of this paperwork, do this, do that, whatever," and then the battle comes, and I end up getting severely wounded,
Right.
and he honorably discharges me. And then it's like, say, a year later, and he just shows up in the middle of like the night, and he's like standing over top of me, and feeds on me and drains me and then feeds me his blood, and is like, "Look, all that time that you were in the military, I was grooming you for this purpose. I need you to start developing and obtaining financial assets, with the intent of potentially selling them to these clients that I have, to make more money, so that way I can fuel my war machine, so to speak." Um, and we could say that he was an anarchist that pushed for the separation, for like the anarchist free states. And he's like, "Look, I've got a good hold here, on, like, we could just say like the East Coast or something like that, like the Southern East Coast or whatever, or then he's like, I really want Vegas, and you'd be the perfect grunt, like you were back in the war times, to go out and do what's needed." So he's like sent me and me out, or whatever, or like somebody above him, in the Ventru organization, like the clan, is like, "Send out one of your peons." And I was selected for this. Um and we could say that, like, I moved my sister out to Vegas. Like, I had my lackey kind of like send out the paperwork and get my sister transferred to a new hospital here in Las Vegas, and we could say that she's like in her like 40s or 50s, but yet she hasn't aged much. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I'm like feeding her my blood because if she's a ghoul, she lives forever. So I figure like to sustain her or whatever, like that's the thing that I'm doing. Or she could be like an elderly woman by now because yeah, like if she was, if she was born in like the 20s or 30s, like she'd be like 100
She,
and like 2 or 3. So
yeah,
I'd have to have ghouled her, like turned her into a ghoul just to keep her alive. And my character probably doesn't know whether or not he's going to turn her into a vampire, but I feel like he'd be too afraid to, because if he does, then she could be unconscious forever.
right.
So that's what I got going.
All right. So I guess going off of that, I guess I can go into the overarching plot then. So in this case, Thander, your character would be on the further outskirts of Nevada, just a little, probably a few counties over from Las Vegas, just to keep recon over Las Vegas on your own. Just be on call in case anything comes up. And Dream, you'd be further in, feeding intel into the higher ups of the Anarchs in the close by areas on any current events that are happening in Nevada, or in specifically Las Vegas, right?
Okay.
Well, a very big hit came up. A few nights ago, before the event takes place, a body came up in one of the nearby alleyways of Las Vegas. And it was a very, very gruesome murder. Like, blood all over the alleyway, stretching from meters from one end to the next. And the body itself is scarred by numerous lacerations, blood-dripping bruises, whatever you can think of. The key thing that has the local Carmilla especially nervous about is that on the neck are two punctured holes in the neck that are auspiciously close to the canines of a person's mouth. And the viciousness of this death, as well as the prestige of the person, as this was a college student who belonged to a local family who owned one of the most prestigious casinos. The entire the entire context of the situation is warranting a full-blown investigation, as the Carmillas, in full panic alert, trying to cover whatever they can. The Carmilla from the surrounding areas see this as a good chance to look for a hole in the Carmilla's armor to strike in and set up a strong foothold in Las Vegas. So they're sending Thander in with Dream Las Vegas to look into the situation,
Thander
like and see with Dream Las Vegas. This case, like how it popped up, like then see try to establish a foothold. This case, like how it popped up, like case of the murder. See if is either something that needs to be dealt with, or a possible asset in pushing the Carmilla out of Las Vegas.
Mhm.
Try to establish a foothold. This case is like how it popped up, like this case is like how it popped up, like
sitting in probably like some luxurious like I wouldn't say like a limo, but I'd say um like a
CV.
yeah, like an SUV or like a Lexus or something, or like an Audi that has like hardcore tinted windows, and I'm like sitting across from Dream, and I say so what do you think about all of this?
Mm, well, it's looking at the photos, it's pretty bad. Um,
They're breaking the
like look at it.
masquerade.
She turns her laptop And there's like just gruesome scenes.
Like, God, that reminds me of the war.
Yeah, it's not great. It's definitely a problem though. Well, problem and benefit. It it's totally fine. We can use this. We can use this. I think that's what we're supposed to do.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
How do you
sure.
wanna how do you wanna handle this? Do you want to present ourselves to the Camarilla, or do you want to go in like a stealth op mission and kind of take it by surprise?
Both. Both is good.
Okay.
Um, from what little I understand, us being here without permission is a really bad idea.
Yeah.
But we also don't have to say who we are.
Very true. Do you want to say that we're Camarilla, but then we're gonna have to
Like,
say
pretend we're Camarilla and then, follow their rules,
I
quote
don't
unquote.
really. Uh, I know a bit about the Camarilla, but I'm not very knowledgeable on most of their ways. I have some of their politics and their etiquettes and things like that that they usually do. I know to bow and be proper and speak only when spoken to, but I'm not sure if we're supposed to say who our sire is. I know
I
who
don't
my.
think that's a good idea.
Hmm.
I think we just have to ask for, what is it called? Hospitality?
Hmm.
Um, that means we can actually, be around here without getting in trouble. Other than that,
So,
probably.
what are we going to say is our reason for being here? Just saw the murders and felt that was needed. I mean, I have assets here. I mean, I mean, I'd assume that I have like a small casino that is starting to open up. Do you want to say that, Hunter?
Yeah, that could be one. Yeah, that could be your character's alias in this case.
Yeah. Like,
Just so that you can have a foothold and to try and push away any prying eyes in the situation.
mhm. So I could say that I bought a casino, and we could almost say that the
You're just
bloodshed.
looking for, like, looking to move here.
Mhm.
So you guys are riding in a limousine right now, correct? I
I'd
guess
say
that's
Sort of
I'd
an
say
SUV,
yeah, it's
really
an
nice
SUV
SUV type
with
thing.
like
okay.
yeah, and
As
like
you're
tinted windows, and there's like a window that kind of slides up that blocks us from the driver, and it's like, we hit the button and we roll it down, and dubstep is blaring through the window, and I say, dubstep, could you please take us to um the casino, please? We have a few things that we might need to go over. We need to figure out where the Elysium of this city is. If you would please take us to the casino.
okay, so the driver would nod for a sec before closing the window and proceed to drive. As he was driving, though, you would start to notice that the overall lights of from all the nearby casinos, restaurants, and uh, attractions start to dim out as you start kind of going a little bit more into the more residential area. And uh, before you ask anything, you see the window go down a little bit, and you'd hear the driver speak to you saying, "Sorry, sir. I have just received a call from your supervisor in this situation. He wishes to have a word with you." And then
Uh,
rolls the window right back up as he continues driving.
I'll pull
Oh,
out
good,
a
great, wonderful, awesome.
I'll pull out a phone and I'll look at Dream and I'll say give me a moment and I'll open up a flip phone and and I'm like these damn buttons and like I'll just like be fiddling with it and the whole time it's ringing and I'm just like frustrated trying to figure it out and I'll look over at Dream and I'll say can
It's the
you
green one, green light,
okay
green
and I'll
phone light thing.
okay all right fine and he hits the answer button. He pulls the phone up to his face and he says, "Thander Sterling speaking."
And you just get a voice on the other side of the line be like, follow the SUV. I want to talk to you two in person. You just hear like a low, gruff voice talking to you. Sounds very no nonsense. Once it
You
gets
know, you know,
straight to the point.
maybe tell him to call me next time.
Um, sir, if you could maybe call Dream next time. I was having a bit of difficulty figuring out how to answer this call. Sorry,
Hand the phone to Dream.
oh, here you go, Dream.
Okay, okay.
Where's my
Uh,
damn retainer when I need him?
hi, hello.
Yeah, we should be. I am in a location just 2 miles away from you. Just sit tight, wait for the vehicle to stop, then get out and go into the building.
Good. Okay, cool. I'll tell him. Do you want my number? No, wait,
Uh,
you don't need
he
it.
just he
You're
just
probably
he,
probably fine.
he just immediately hangs up.
Okay.
Okay, and
She
as
just kind of hands it back.
And
yeah,
I'll collapse it and put it back in my pocket and look at Dream and say, "So,
for me.
what what's the
Oh,
what's the
we're just like
411?"
we're just going for a drive. When the car stops, we just get out and go to into whatever building we are in front of.
Okay.
All
Perfectly
right,
fine. There's no problem with this.
and as you pull up, and the lights are pretty much almost gone by this point. Unless you see are a few street lights here and there. Before you pull up to a small gas station. And as soon as you pull up, the driver pulls down his window directed to you guys, and it says, "This is our stop. Please exit."
Before we go, I'll take one good look at the picture that has like the grievous bite wounds on the Vic, and I'll take it and kind of slide it in the middle of the um there should be a eraser on the can, yeah, in there. Sorry. Um, and I'll slide it back in the middle of the photos, and then I'll take it and slide it in between the cushions of the car, and
Okay.
I'll look over at Dream and I'll say, "So, looks like we're going to potentially be dealing with some masquerade breaches here in
Good,
Vegas."
good. This is awesome. I'll maybe I can do what I can for, you know, I could probably hack into their systems and delete all their, fuck with them.
Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah,
Yep,
that sounds good.
yep.
Oh, delete.
You lead the way. I think we're supposed to get out.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll um I'll reach down and there's like underneath the seat and I'll lift up the seat and I'll pull out two pistols and hand one to Dream and
Oh,
I'll
I have one. It's fine. She
oh
she like unzips her bag, pulls it out, and it's like pink, and then it has like pixel patterns all over it, and it has
that's
like a
too funny.
charm hanging from the.
That is
It's like very stereotypical, like Call of Duty, like skin aesthetics.
too funny. So yeah, um Thander takes the gun and he slides it like in the back of his shirt and kind of tucks it away, and then pulls his jacket over top of it, and puts the other gun back underneath the seat cushion, and then he slowly starts to move towards the front door, and then I'll actually open the front door for Dream, and once she kind of like skates by, I'll kind of pick up my pace and then stand just kind of like not beside but like in front of, like to the left at an angle, so that way if anything goes down, she can jump right behind me and possibly shoot somebody if need
Right.
be.
All right. So as soon as you guys step out of the vehicle and get a few steps away from it, doors immediately shut and the vehicle drives away, and you're left around this dingy, dirty-looking gas station where a few of the lights on the canopy are only a few of them are on.
Oh, I don't like
But
this. This is bad.
on one of the nearby gas pumps, you see a sign that says "Walk inside and take the first door on your left."
Dream like steps behind you and out of your eyesight for a second, and she's gone.
Mm. Okay. So yeah, like, we've been working together for like a year, so like I kind of know what this is. Like you kind of do your thing where you just kind of just fade into the darkness, and I'll just
I'm still
nonchalantly.
here.
Oh,
You
yeah.
hear like a whisper behind you, just like
Are you
still here.
are you on the right or on the left of me?
Ah,
I'm like
left.
looking back and forth. Okay, okay, all right. Damn, you're quick. And I'll proceed to walk up to the door and then gingerly, and calmly open it. But like when I do, I'll make sure to kind of do like this like somewhat grandiose entrance. Um, but I'm doing it because I know that she's invisible, and I'm like trying to like leave space for her to enter behind me, and then
There's
I'm
no one
gonna.
there to witness it.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
Yeah,
whatever.
like aside from you, the entire gas station looks barren. Like even with the lights on, everything looks kind of grimy. Like
Mm,
there hasn't been anyone in there for a good while. And as you look to your left, you'll see that there are a few doors, like some for the restrooms and some for like the computer for security cameras. The
mm-hmm.
first door on your left leads to the back storage.
All right. So yeah, then I'll head that way then, and I'll kind of do the same thing, and it's mainly for the purposes of leaving an opening for Dream to kind of slide in and to maintain the perception of stealth, and also to kind
Yeah,
of like
there's no sound.
beautiful, beautiful, and I'll uh I'll walk in through the back storage room and kind of look around. Do I see um Alistair, or is it someone else?
In this case, you walk in, and as soon as you do, you feel a dusty musk really hit your face, as this is a room that is not commonly entered into. But as soon as you take your first step in, you hear like something being sharpened, like a blade going against a whetstone.
Mm-hmm.
Periodically, look at uh, plus a few very quiet breaths, if your
Mm-hmm.
hearing is just right. And as you walk in and you see to your side, you see a few individuals standing over close to the overhead light.
Okay.
You can make out a few of them, but you can mainly make out this one single brawn individual, a balding, who is just chatting with a nearby individuals to him until he notices that you walked in. As soon as you
Mm.
walked in, he takes a few solid steps up to you and just kind of starts to measure you up.
Does he look
Looking,
does he appear to be a human?
yeah, he is a human, Uh, yeah, he's definitely human. You can't really tell at first glance whether he is a vampire or not.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like I'd be able to like get some idea. Um, what I'll do is I'll stand there calmly, and just smile with just like a kind of bit of a curl on my lips and look past him. Um, I'll put my arms out, like, go ahead, pat me down. I'll say out loud, I have a gun, and it's tucked away in the back. I didn't know if we were going to have unexpected guests.
Alright, so the individual in front of you then just gives a sort of forward nod, kind of directed at the two individuals behind him, and they walk up and start patting you down.
Okay.
One of them eventually pulls out the pistol from your side, looks it over, pulls out the clip, looks at it, puts it back in, and just puts it back in your pocket before putting on safety first, and just slowly backing away.
All right.
And then the individual in front of you, the tall man, walks up and says, You've taken your time getting here, you know that? Put out that invitation an hour ago. Should have seen you here
Vegas
about 30 minutes earlier.
Vegas traffic was a bit hectic, and my driver is he's cautious.
Hmm.
I do apologize. And he'll kind of like turn his head sideways and nod and, kind of give like a you're right, I was, and, kind of being somewhat apologetic.
And I was led to believe that there are two of you.
Oh, there are, but don't worry
He
about
just,
that.
I feel like it's my job to be worried about that. As the other two start to move in a little bit more.
I'll look at both of the humans and I'll activate awe, and I guess like they look at me, and I
Yeah,
will simply just say to
roll.
both of them, well, it's free, so awe is free. I
Okay,
don't have
okay.
to roll. And then my compel is free. I don't have to roll if they're human. So I will look at them and just kind of maintain eye contact with them and both like look at them and say, easy, easy,
Alright,
kind of
as
like
they
put
do,
them at ease.
yeah, they do start to
They
back off on that, but the individual in front of you does not phase.
Hmm.
As soon as they're out of eye shot, he
basically, sorry, I was looking at the discipline. Yeah, basically you just like add your presence rating to any persuasion, like performance and stuff like that. Like you're
Hmm.
just like more charming, basically.
I,
That's all, right?
Yeah, they're supernaturally drawn to look at you. They don't really automatically listen to you, although does do that,
Yeah,
and they
like
weren't really
basically.
expecting it.
Yeah, so like what I was
oh,
doing was like with all it draws in everyone's attention onto me. And
yeah,
then I use the attention to kind of lock eyes and compel them to kind of like ease up on the tension,
yeah,
not to sweat
yeah.
it, not to worry. That's my focus.
Yeah, they saw you and they saw that like you look like a very business type kind of person. They're like unless you have a handgun, they have a lot of things up close and personal that they could probably shank you before you could even pull it out.
Most
So they
definitely.
thought so they thought, I mean, the boss probably has this too, so we really don't need to get too involved. And he probably knows more about the situation since he's the one who set this up. So they back up. As they do, the boss man comes up. It's pretty close to you, and as he does, he lifts up his lip a little bit, showing a slightly elongated fang, and says, "That kind of trick won't work on me."
Oh, I have no intention to use it on you. We're here to talk business. May we sit?
He just kind of looks at you for a second or two longer before he snaps his fingers and says, "You two, get out and keep watch outside." The two walk out and leave the room. And as they do, he turns around and pulls out two chairs from behind the side. He
Um,
sits one up right behind him and one in front of him, beckoning for you to sit in that one.
is there like a table or anything
No.
around? Okay, because basically what I was going to do was just to kind of show my respect. I was going to disarm myself and pull the clip out, like and kind of like put the magazine aside and leave the gun on the table, so that way he could feel more at ease, more safe. Because it don't matter because I got a person with a gun in the room. No,
He
but like,
stops for a second and looks at you and is like, "You think you're a threat to me,
oh no,
boy?
I have
I've
no
handled
intention.
worse things than you." As he proceeds to sit down and then motions for you to sit down in front of him.
So yeah, I'll put the clip and the gun down, and I'll sit down in the chair, and you know, all business-like, I'll sit in the chair with my hands kind of like up, like in kind of like a pyramid shape, and with my leg up, and just comfortably, and I'll say, "So, what is it I can do for you?"
What you can do for me is to listen to the prospect I'm about to give you. This doesn't come from me. It comes from my own seer, who is a part of this operation.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you probably already heard, there was a gruesome murder that happened within Las Vegas the other night.
Mm-hmm.
In the context of this murder is what's got the Carmilla freaking out right now. Freaking out so much that they're making a few slip-ups. A few of their agents are already caught making exchanges with the local officials, already caught trying to hide evidence. And so far, the overall public has not picked up on it, but already starting to see cracks. And we think that is the best chance for us to try and obtain a foothold. And seeing with your personal experience with, for lack of a better word, business side of things, we think that you would be best for the upfront side of things. As for your friend here, who doesn't like to show her face, he makes a motion, and for Dream, you can tell that he's pointing in your direction with his offhand.
Okay. She drops it. She's just kind of like sitting on a box since this is the storage room.
She will handle things from the underside in a sense. She'll be handling any sort of back deals, looking into this case, as well as any further ends that could give us a bigger hand against the Carmilla.
Okay, so
So the first step,
quick thing, okay. Sonata Mag accidentally spent some magic beans, and it's the drop it thing. So someone has to drop something, like it
Oop.
has to be like either, like either a gun or a cigarette. It has to be something of critical nature.
Oh,
Like,
okay. So Dream probably like drop like as she uncloaks, she like probably her phone probably slips out of her hand and it just falls on the floor. Oops. She like hops off the box, grabs it. Oh, has a crack across the screen.
it's
Just
all
got
right.
that.
he just gives her a nonchalant look as he focuses back on Thander. The whole point for you two is to establish a base for the Anarchs in this area. This is the best chance that we have of any, because this is the biggest slip the Carmillas are having. Because in this case, I just want to ask: do either of you two know who the victim was?
No, sir.
Do I? Doing research? Do I
Uh,
know who the victim is?
you got yeah, you would know Dream. Uh, from a few of the articles you pulled up on a few of the more in-depth articles, not the ones that are just like surface level, like the more pop journalists. You look into crime statistics and as well as police records and see that the victim was in fact daughter of one of the most prestigious casino owners.
Yeah, I know her. I did
Yeah,
some research, pulling files, stuff. Did you
and
want me to
as
delete
you
those?
Isn't that what? So that's what you were doing on the computer?
Yeah.
You really got to
there's
teach
no
me some of
need.
that stuff.
He holds his hand up and say no need. Like, and as a side, you know her as the daughter of the owner of the casino, known as Valhalla.
Ooh.
Interesting.
And he said, the man in front of you would say, there are many parts about this murder that have the Camilla on edge. First off, target being, of course, daughter of one of the biggest casinos in the area. Second off, the state of the body at the murder. And like he has a folder already on him, but he looks over to Dream saying, I'm guessing you already know about that too.
Yeah. That's like really bad, right? Because there were fang marks, like real that's real bad.
I'd look at
It's not just
Dream
a
and say that's breaking the masquerade. That's punishable by the by the true death.
indeed. And as he says this, he looks at both of you. As we are sending both of you out there to establish a stronghold, we're already seeing Carmilla agents walking among the populace, trying to find any sort of leads as to how this happened, as well as to cut any ties or to kill any marks. Before they seal this crack up, we need you to go in there and seal up a spot for us. And on top of that, possibly look into the murder in this case.
Would you like us to make the crack larger or just seal it up and work our way in?
Depends on the murderer. Is he willing to comply with Anarchs or not?
Understood.
So like figure out who did it, present ourselves to the Camarilla, and then like, hey, we're here now. We're part of you guys, not um totally not Anarchs. Like get an in, I guess.
That's the idea.
What if what we do is we find out who the killer is
Oh,
and
we could
we
totally like
use
bring him
them.
in
Yep.
and
I'll
like
leave that up.
shove him on his knees, and it'll be
Mm-hmm.
totally like a movie.
I'll
Mm-hmm.
leave that up to your own discretion. He kind of leans forward and just like puts his hands together. Personally, I'd have him hung by his guts in front of the lights, but that's up to you.
Well, I don't think it would be wise if we're trying to prove ourselves to be true Camarilla if we are to murder another vampire. That is incredibly frowned upon, and that will that will just that'll be punishable by death as well. Maybe if we just apprehend him and subdue him, we could stake him, paralyze him, and bring
Yeah, the
him
wooden
in.
thingy.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'll be quiet.
No. You're fine, Dream. You're fine. But I enjoy the conversations we have. It's interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Uh,
Well,
I could
he just
possibly have
kind
my.
of. Sorry.
No, you go right on ahead, sir.
So he's just kind of studying you, just kind of looking with stern eyes. As he just kind of sets the folder on a crate, or he pulls out a small notebook and flipping through. In any case, he says he flips through and he writes along the notepad, ripping it out and handing it to you.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the address of where you will be staying. It'll be a small, very local casino. At most, just a few slot machines. You don't need to go grandiose or anything. You just need it as a foothold so you can just establish what you need, do what you need to do with the murderer in case, and then get out.
All right.
Don't go over and
I
over your
think he
head.
has like a really good one already.
Wait,
But
what?
yeah, we could like totally put this under your brand or whatever, and it'll be like a smaller version. And I can stay there.
Okay. I just hope it's not encroaching on territories owned by others.
Yeah, well, we could, figure that out when we get to it.
Mm-hmm. I would say let's go check out our assets, see what we've got. If everything's going smoothly, we could possibly move in some security, uh, light fortify the building, so that way if we do need to walk around and at dawn or dusk, we're capable to do so. Um, what should we call this place?
It's a
That's
good
completely up to your own
question.
discretion.
Hmm.
I don't think this is like super pertinent right now, though.
Yeah, we've got a day to think about it. It's okay. Uh, we don't have to think too heavily and too deeply on it. Let's get ourselves together and we'll head over and take a look at our assets and get ourselves moved in, and then we will begin anew tomorrow.
Right.
Um,
And as he
What
said, and as you say
person?
this,
What's your name?
yeah, that was actually going to be something that I wanted to ask as well. I feel very rude for not asking your name.
the only name you need to know me by is Marcus.
Marcus,
Marcus. Cool.
let me get my
How'd you
notebook
see me?
out.
Because I've dealt with vampires like you.
Um,
He
I'm sure that's
the
fun.
motions to the side of his face where you could see like 2 to 3 scars, what looks like
Can you pass
assassination
your pencil?
attempts.
Thank you, babe.
Oh, I bet it was like one of those. What is it? Nosferatu. Yeah, they're like real creepy.
Either way, it's the same tactic. In either case, you will keep in contact with me. They will provide your number as soon as you enter your vicinity. And aside from that, is there anything else you need from me?
No, honestly, thank you, Marcus. It's uh, it's nice to finally know a kindred in Las Vegas.
Hmm. As
Oh,
as he just kind of hums that, he gives a snap of his fingers, and as he does that, he says, "Before I forget," and one of the humans comes in from the back room with a suit with a briefcase and opens it up, showing a wad of dollar bills,
Hell
uh,
yeah!
in the hundreds, and he says, "This is a solid 5,000, which is to be used specifically for the investment of your casino, should you choose, and should you see it as in the best interest of the Anarchs.
Oh,
As for
I
anything else, you will have to deal with higher ups yourselves."
I can find a safe place for this cash. Fear not.
All right, and
It's like
as they say that, the suitcase closes, and the human just kind of holds it up before you.
Walk over. Well, I'll get up and walk over and take the suitcase and then go and set it in the chair that I was sitting in. And I'll look at Marcus and say, "My friend, are we done here?"
More or less. Gives you a cold, stern look. He says, unless you have anything else to ask.
Um,
I have a question.
All right.
Do you know where, like, the local black market, like where I could find, a contact?
You'll find it along this area. Just 2 blocks down from this gas station, there will be a small thrift shop. Just mention my name, and you'll be put in contact with the Anarch network.
So
I'll look at
cool.
Dream and I'll say, "Are you looking for anything special, like unique items? I'm sure Dubstep
Uh,
could hook you up."
well, dubstep's probably not in the business of blood, so no.
Oh, oh, I thought you were looking for other things. My kitty cat's out. She's running around looking for love, and she's gone. For some reason, my cat Stitch just hustles across the floor, and I'm like, "The cat got loose! Quick, collect her! We'll collect him." So I guess my vampire would Thander would kind of quickly like race to go over and pick up my cat. I was like, "How the hell did this cat get in here?"
Oh, it was in the back of the car. I was petting it, and then when we got out, it got out. I forgot to mention that.
This cat is as stealthy as you. I swear. We're gonna have to
Uh,
get a bell or something for him.
Marcus just gives you an unimpressive glance
Sorry.
as he starts making his to turn around and make his way out. Your
Okay.
driver will be out by the front, he said.
All right.
You'll be hearing from me before long.
I'll collect the gun and kind of put the clip back in and put it back in my the back of my britches, and I'll go over and pick up the suitcase and kind of clutch it with my right hand pretty tight, and then like motion to Dream, kind of like like, shall we?
Oh yeah, sure.
So we'll I guess walk behind Marcus and his 2 bodyguards, and then once we get out to the front, um, I'll kind of like do like a taxi wave, kind of, and I guess my dubstep in my van will like pull up. Wait, somebody said Stitch is the 50th one you've had. All Stitches always replaced when it dies. You keep a cat's meme, Stitch, in horror of your sister. Oh, so
Honor.
I keep yeah, in honor of my sister's uh named cat. Okay, okay. So that's why. All right. So
Kind of
even if
like
the cat
Geralt and
dies,
Roach.
what?
Kind of like Geralt and Roach from The
Uh,
Witcher.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the
Horse is
exact
always
same thing,
Roach,
actually.
no matter what.
but
Or even when Reg starts talking to you when you smoke pot. Whatever you smoked in that. Uh,
uh,
all
yeah.
right,
So
and
I'll just motion to call forth my um our vehicle, and then I'll open the passenger side door for Dream, and then
Yeah,
uh
okay.
I guess once she slides in, I'll step in, and we'll head to the new asset, the new place of business for us.
all right. As soon as the door shuts, the door goes down, and your driver just gives you a lazy look and asks, "Scheduled place, sir."
Um, I'll look at Dream and I'll be like, "Did you get any information on where we need to go?"
And he just kind of looks down at your hand and he says, "You should have received a note, sir."
Did I? And I'll like look at my cell phone, and then I'll look at the piece of paper in my hand. I'll go, oh shit. All right, and I'll unfold it. Where does it say for us to go?
He'll just reach out through the window for it.
Oh, sorry. You know, I'm not used to these things. I usually have people do all of this extra stuff for me, and well, I just handle the business part.
He just takes the note, looks over it for a sec before handing it back to you, and he says, "Once, sir." The window then goes up, and you feel the vehicle start moving. And in a matter of a few minutes, you see the lights of Las Vegas start to appear through the windows again. And after a few minutes, they dim just a little bit as you get on the outer rim of town, probably about a 30 to hour drive away from the gas station you were just at,
Hmm.
and you exit. Well, not exit quite yet. As you pull up, he says, "This is your stop, sir."
Excellent. Um, Dream we're here.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
We probably should have stopped at like a gas station or something like that and
We were
picked you
just
up
at a
a
gas
new.
station.
Well, that was like a rundown, beat up one. We
Oh,
should have
you mean
gotten
like a
you.
working one?
Yeah, we should have gotten you like a beater phone or something like that. Like one of these, and like I'll pull out my flip phone again.
I'm not using that.
What do you mean? It's the state of art, is it not?
She just stares at you.
I
No,
don't
she just holds
understand.
up her. It's probably like a galaxy, but it's unknown to you. It's like super encrypted. So she,
Yeah. How
it's
do you
like,
turn that thing
she
on?
turns, she presses a button on the side.
What? I usually have to hold mine down for 10 seconds.
Uh, no, it, it, it's like to turn it on. You don't have to turn it off every single time.
What do you mean? Like, I mean, you still have to press the one like 5 times in order to get like C, right?
No,
What do you mean? No. You're gonna have to teach me more about this in due time. In due time.
I don't, I don't
These
think I
young kids.
can.
I don't think
You're
I can.
kind of a lost cause. Oh,
Don't.
was that too honest? Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, I can totally teach you everything. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll teach you how to shoot.
I know how to shoot.
Oh.
If you may, sir. The driver looks both at you lazily from the open window.
Oh yeah, getting out. Okay. She just gets out of the car.
Yeah. We're like, oh, here. This is for you, dubstep. Um, could you please, if you would, uh, pick the lady up a new uh phone for me? You know what she probably would prefer. I like these older styles. It kind of flips. It makes me feel like I'm, yeah, you know. All right, yeah, all right. Then I'll
He
get out
reaches
awkwardly.
he reaches over and picks up what you handed to him, and before pocketing it and being like, "Of course, sir," and just raises the window before driving off. And as he drives off, you both look to the location to see your new casino. It seems to be on kind of the lower end of Las Vegas. It's away
Hmm.
from the higher buildings, which are dozens of stories high. At most, this is like 3 or 4 dozen stories high. It's more remote, but a bit modest. It looks like it can be built up to be a more respectable casino in the local area.
Hmm. Um,
You've got like a serious project here. Like I bet it's like one of those arts and crafts projects for you. You've done this before, right?
multiple times. This is nothing, honestly. This is like child's play to me. And if anything, we can simply rent out the space, and have someone else potentially buy this property, or we could, well, simply just use it
I
as our
mean,
own personal escape, or launder
either
money out of
way,
it.
it's like way better than sleeping in abandoned buildings.
You sleep in abandoned buildings, Tree?
Well, sometimes when you're running from other people that want to find you, yeah, uh,
That
you don't get to stay in one spot for very long.
doesn't sound enjoyable.
Oh, it's fun.
It's fun for you
So,
to
so fun. Very
live
fun.
miserably.
It's
My
not fun.
my friend,
It's
he,
not actually fun.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for admitting the truth. I appreciate it when you tell me the truth and not lies. Now come. N- You are allowed to pick out the best and nice room, and it's yours, and I will gladly furnish it with whatever you desire,
So,
as long as it's not corpses.
I'm so not into that.
Some people are. Some people are. Come, let's
Oh,
see
I'm
what this is
sure.
all about. Sure, there's going to be and he like walks up to the front door, and I guess like the front door's hinges are like all rusted up. He's like,
It's seen better days.
yeah. So he's like, yeah. This place is a shit sty.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess you op- and I guess you open the front door then.
and we're gonna go
As you
in.
open the as you open the front door, you see a very modestly sized casino room. Uh, yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can see that all the machines are at the very least intact, but you see lots of slot machines and lots of poker tables with a fine layer of dust on all of them. They have not been used in quite a while.
I'm going
It's
to
gonna
like.
be
This
like
what
really fun to customize.
What colors are you thinking we should do?
Like bright neon purple behind the bar and
Okay,
pinks, and then like red lights above the poker tables.
okay, okay. Should
It's
we do black felt or should we do crimson felt? Or should we just go with a white and make it pop with the lights?
um totally like white leather seats on the bar stuff, like the bar side,
Mm-hmm.
so it like reflects the purple.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm not very good at remodeling. We might need to hire a toreador to come in here and
Uh
spruce this place up a bit. Um,
I don't know if we have any Toreadors.
well,
Are we supposed to get more people like with us? It can't just be the two of us. Like me and you, like we work
what?
well together. We totally work well together. But
We've been working together
I'm
for a year now. I have no
yeah,
complaints.
totally. I just don't think I think this is a bigger job than just the two of us.
I agree, but if we're being asked to do the job, we need to do the job, no matter what the circumstances are. And I'm certain that with your ability and mine, uh, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I mean, I don't expect to die from this, but
Well, we're in a pretty dangerous area. Um,
it's Vegas. What's the worst that can happen? And I feel like we should
uh,
end the game right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the best point.
Because it's 10:30 right now.
Yeah, like I know it said 9:30, but this was like a first session, and I was like, I'm
Yeah,
having too much fun with this. I want to at least end on a high note with this.
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that'll be a good end for part zero anyway.
Like we're
yep.
like standing in the casino. We're looking at this like disheveled mess. There's
Yeah, just
cobwebs and dust all over the place.
you're
And
It's
like,
like,
just
what's the
like, do
worst thing
we
that could
have any
happen?
power?
yeah, that's a good one. Do we have any power? Stay tuned next time to figure out if our casino even works.
Right. Ah.
Dream's not going to survive very long if they don't have power.
Oh yeah, dude, you're probably gonna scratch your eyes out. You're probably gonna go nuts, man.
Like I'm going out. I can't live like this. Uh,
Where's
just
the
totally just
sun?
going to an internet cafe or something like that.
Yeah.
One sec. One sec.
Well, I guess we can end it there and
So
wave
well,
metaphorically wave goodnight to everybody.
yeah, so before we close out tonight's stream, just want to thank everybody for staying with us. We were not expecting such a large group of people to watch our session 0. We're really thankful for all of you being here with
Thank
us
you.
and sticking with us and listening to our character builds and kind of this short little bit of role play. um, Feel free to give us a follow. You know, this is going to be posted up on YouTube. So if you want to kind of hear my stats, like all of my scores, and you want to know kind of exactly how to make Thander, go onto YouTube and check it out. Same with Dream. A lot of Dream's ability like stuff was like put up there. So if you got any questions or concerns, like Whisper was literally amazing. Helped
Sorry
me
about that.
learn stuff that I didn't even know.
Well,
Sorry
I
So,
about
mean,
that. I drank through like that whole bottle of wine.
oh
yeah.
jeez, bro. No wonder why you gotta go to the bathroom. Why are you saying we roll with disadvantage? Wait, oh no, that. Sorry. It basically told me that I got 5,000 magic beans, and it's like make someone roll disadvantage. I'm like, I'll save that for Thursday's game.
Oh goodness.
So,
Uh,
but man,
yeah.
I definitely think that what we should do is have like a question and answer, like like ask you a bunch of questions about Vampire the Masquerade, and like you just answer
Oh,
them based off your
sh-
knowledge.
yeah, sure,
That'd be pretty
totally.
cool. Um,
I
but yeah, go ahead.
I'm
Sorry.
not even the most. I'm not. I'm definitely not like even the most knowledgeable because I've only been playing for like a year and a half. So
Like I played third edition back in like high school. Like that was like 15 years ago. And then I played one game of uh fourth edition, not fourth edition, V20 over at a buddy's house, and we literally played like 3 games. And then when uh the fifth edition book came out, I was like, I gotta jump on it. I was like, I gotta get a hold of it. I really want to run it. And luckily enough, Hunter was like, look, if you want to play in it, I'll run a game. I was like, score. And I'm just, dude, I'm thankful that you jumped in to play because I was like, I don't want to be the only person playing in this game, and then like maybe have like one or two other people straggle in. Like, not in the beginning. I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted like because my wife was gonna play, but she's like, look, I got our son to take care of, and then I had my roommate, and he's like, because we took a 2 month hiatus on our Tuesday game,
It has been two
and
months.
yeah, dude, it's been about two months, and because
Jesus.
of that, he rescheduled and started doing stuff with a different D&D group. So we lost a player. So I'm super happy because I mean I loved playing with you and your witch character and Chip and stuff like that on
yeah,
Thursday, and I thought that that was some awesome role play. And when you told me that you wanted to play a Malkavian, I was like, that is like the bee's knees. That's beautiful. I was like a Ventru and a Malkavian walk into a bar. Like what kind of madness? What kind of madness ensues? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like people are
See, I'm
pulling their
just
hair out.
Malkavian in real life, so just works.
But is there anything that any of you guys want to say? Like maybe plug, where people can find you or anything like that before we give this like a really good like, uh, you know, goodbye to everybody.
Not. I mean, like, I'm always with you guys, so if
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to find me, just look up Ultimate Ninja Heroes with you on, like, Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
I
Um,
did. I did kind of want to say though, like I unintentionally kind of jumped into World of Darkness when I was a kid. I just didn't know about it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I did not know that they branched off into video games, and I jumped into the series with the game Hunter the Reckoning or Hunters the Reckoning. You hear
Mm-hmm.
about that dream? You hear about that Whispers?
I'm not huge into like the video games, but uh, well, I haven't really had much experience with the video games, but no, I haven't heard of that. That seems interesting.
Yeah, it was just like a multiplayer game that came out in the early 2000s, and I did not know that was associated with World of Darkness. And there's also Vampire the Masquerade, the video game. I thought that it was its own standalone thing. I did not know it was a part of the tabletop. So that opened my eyes up a good bit. Like I did play much of it, but I played a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was interesting, so I didn't know that it was this whole thing I could just go into with friends on a tabletop.
Yeah, it's wild. Like I have probably one of my main characters is named Meltiessa, and she is a very old Bruja. So she is like really fast and really strong. And then I branched into like being really tough. And she eats other vampires. And it's crazy.
Well,
Well, hold on. Well, let's if we're gonna talk about this, let's switch over to Discord and
Yeah,
do
yeah.
private chat. So let me wrap this up. So again, thank you everybody for staying with us and watching. If you want to find Whisper, you can find him in our Discord chat, or you can find him at Homebrew Cafe. Um, if you want to find our storyteller or me, feel free to follow us at Old Dominion Heroes. I run our Monday game, and I'm a part of our Thursday games. There's two games that play on Thursday. They cycle through every other week. Stay tuned for this Thursday, which is going to be our Battle Royale. It's about 6 level 15 characters duking it out to the death. So